W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
WKGN 1340. Go Vols!
You're tuned in to East Tennessee's premier sports radio call-in show. This is The Drive.
And hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another stellar edition of The Drive here on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith punching the time clock at 3 o'clock on a beautiful Tuesday here in East Tennessee. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning into the show. We have much to discuss this afternoon alongside Bob Baskerville, Bear, and Walker through the glass this afternoon. Boys, how are we?
Pretty good. Expecting a little rain coming in soon, which isn't very good, but we're here and doing it.
Worried. Is the rain a bad omen, Bob, for Florida week?
Oh, I don't know.
Go Gator.
You don't read into such things.
I don't.
Think one is related to the other.
Today I'm feeling pretty positive. Kind of vacillating right now.
Tennessee back on the practice field earlier this morning preparing for a trip to Florida. What could possibly go wrong? We will break things down. Ryan Shumpert of Rocky Top Insider coming up here in just a few moments. In hour number 2, we'll go down to Gainesville and get the lay of the land with Graham Hall of Florida 24/7. And they are in the midst of Lane Mania. Their very own Kiffining down there, as the Lane stuff, it looks like it's kind of reaching a boiling point down there at Ole Miss. Now, Kiffin today, he was on Pat McAfee because, it's Lane Kiffin, and he says that it is, quote, absolutely untrue that Ole Miss has given him an ultimatum, that he's got a deadline to decide on whether or not he's going to stick around there. So he says that's untrue. And if you can't take Lane Kiffin and what he says at face value, you can't take his word, then who in this crazy world can you trust?
Did he comment on all the rumors about his family?
I don't know. I did not see
I
did not see I just saw the headline was that he says the rumor about him being given a deadline, an ultimatum by Ole Miss is not
false.
True. Which the more I think about it, that makes sense. Because, Kiffin has all the power here, right? And I think it doesn't benefit him. Let's say he wants Florida or LSU, whichever one.
Right.
So he wants to leave, and he's made up his mind. Well, if he tells Ole Miss that, then they might not let him coach. Hey, we're not going to let you coach here for another month or two.
Let's go and get.
Yeah, while you're like splitting your loyalties here. And, he wants to coach his team in the playoff, the one that he's built. So even if they did give him an ultimatum, like if I were Lane and I wanted to leave, I would probably say, well, I haven't made up my mind yet. I don't know what to tell you. And just play that card out until your season ends, and then you say, okay, I've made up my mind. I'm going to Florida.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that's necessary. That's terribly unethical of him. It might be a wee bit dishonest. But as I've said a lot, if you suddenly introduced honesty into the sport of big-time American college football, the whole system would collapse. So, I think that's probably what he's going to end up doing is just riding it out and then leaving whenever his season ends. So, a long way to say this could go on for another month or two.
Yeah, he made comments about that he's having a blast at Ole Miss, and they did not – it was not asked, and he didn't offer it in terms of were they – in another town yesterday. So we still don't know about that, but
seems pretty we've got a lot of reporting from On3, the Ole Miss. Neil McCready reported that. Graham Hall, who we're about to talk to, has reported that.
Yeah.
I feel like
Logan,
that's pretty I feel like it's pretty comfortable to say that happened.
Yeah. I did see where somebody, it was one of the usuals from Vol Twitter, and replied to an Ole Miss thread. Was like
mustard tosser.
Yeah,
No, but they reference Mustard. You guys starting to understand why we threw mustard bottles at this guy yet?
The whole thing about no ultimatum, that I can buy that. I have to believe, though, that the athletic director and Lane have probably talked, and the athletic director's like, hey, man, we love you, but just please keep us in the loop or something. But, you're right. He probably has he's got the upper hand right now. He really does.
Well, it doesn't benefit him the only people that would benefit from him making a decision are LSU and Florida.
Yeah.
Like, I guess Ole Miss could go ahead. Like, Ole Miss wants to keep him.
Right.
And I still think that's possible that he could just decide, you know what, I'm just going to stick around. But, I don't know that it necessarily, if you don't want Ole Miss, they don't want to be thrown into a state of flux right before the playoffs. So I think probably, and this is very easy for us to say on the outside looking in, but probably the best thing for Lane to do is just keep whatever thoughts he has about his future to himself and continue to coach his team.
It's true.
This is where one of you say something.
No, I totally agree with that. I just wonder.
I'm still at the point where who knows? I mean, Lane Kiffin is like a chaos hurricane at all times. Who the hell knows what that guy's going to do?
Oh, it's just so nice not to be caught in the storm for once.
Yeah, just casually over here on the side observing it, just pointing out, everybody thinks we're crazy up here because, y'all act like we freak out every time this guy rolls into town, but you got to admit this guy's maddening.
Would this eclipse, like if he were to drag this out for another month or two, coach through the playoffs, and then ultimately leave, like as soon as their season is over, would this eclipse the debacle that was him leaving here, and just in terms of the circus effect of it all?
I think in some ways it depends on how the Ole Miss fans react to it. Maybe we did set fire to things. Mm-hmm. There was some other stuff that played into it too. Like it'd be really interesting, with the transfer portal and signing day coming up. Like if he's taking that Florida job, what about the recruits, Lane?
Oh man!
I mean, Bob. We're.
That's a great point. I hadn't even thought about that.
It's not even. It's until you get into all the gray area like ethics and moral stuff with Lane Kiffin.
Morals, Lane Kiffin.
All gray areas.
Yeah, I think this is bigger, honestly, because if you think back to when it happened here, I mean,
we weren't a playoff team.
We're in a playoff team, but social media was there
in its infancy.
Yeah, but it's such a different animal now. I mean, every single move is watched, and every little nugget of a rumor, even if it's
you've got bad actors.
Yeah, I mean it's out there. Everything's out there. So I think this one's bigger, quite honestly. And yeah, he's leaving a program that he's taking them to the playoffs, man. They could be at the precipice of a national title. You don't know, I mean, if he's leaving then, it's like, man, that's wild. That is going to leave Ole Miss in shambles. There's no question about it.
So this is a guy who is still a pretty young guy in terms of like coaching years. He's about 50, right?
Yeah, he's still got.
And he's had
left.
This is the third time now. Bad breaker upper, Lane Kiffin. Tennessee, Alabama, and now Ole Miss are all finding out that this guy doesn't just leave. He doesn't just give you 2 weeks notice and go off. He doesn't just, quit and nice clean separation. When he leaves a trail of destruction and devastation in his wake.
Yeah, I mean, he has his 19-year-old assistant come pick him up in the Ferrari he bought her.
Smaller scale, but I would add Florida Atlantic to it. He did the same thing there, too, when he took the Ole Miss job. They were, it totally took – they were in a bowl game. It was kind of a minor bowl game, but it totally sucked the life out of that bowl game appearance because the whole question was he had a standing offer from Ole Miss. Was he going to take it? Everything else.
And think about the other two jobs, high-profile jobs. You have Al Davis in the overhead projector press conference where he called him a liar and a cheat and all that stuff. And then we actually have a word now. We've turned a noun into a verb to describe the firing. He got tarmacked.
Well,
That started with Lane Kiffin. So every time a job ends for him, whether it's him leaving or him being forced
milestone.
out, it's like it's a huge thing. It's not just the AD called him in and said you're no longer needed, and then we paid him the buyout. There's always something extra with this guy.
I mean, his resume is can you think of anybody who's got more big jobs on their resume than this? He was the head coach of the Oakland Raiders, head coach University of Tennessee, head coach Southern Cal, head coach Ole Miss, offensive coordinator under Saban at Alabama, head coach at FAU.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you can't help but think that maybe LSU or Florida are getting caught in the trap right now.
Oh, 100%.
This will end badly.
There's people on this show that would welcome him back here.
No, there's a person on this show that would welcome him back here. Just say me. Just say I. You don't have to be vague
back
about
up for it again. We talked about it yesterday. You wouldn't, Bob?
No.
Oh.
There's no way it happens either. Ever.
Is it the football coach version of the hot, crazy girlfriend?
No.
This guy's just a toxic guy, and all he's won, really, and you think about it, are a pair of Conference USA championships.
In a Sugar Bowl.
He didn't win a Sugar Bowl.
He didn't win that Sugar Bowl?
No, they lost.
Ooh.
2022 Sugar Bowl?
Yeah. He's
They
not
lose
as
to Baylor,
accomplished
something
as
like that?
Heupel, I guess, huh?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's 6-1, half dozen. They're very similar. Heupel is Kiffin without the drama. So, anyway, we'll talk to Graham Hall about all this in hour number 2, and I'll be interested just from his standpoint, like where's the Florida fan base with this week? Are they dialed in on this game? So weird. Neither fan base seems super dialed in on this thing for different reasons.
I just hope that Heupel's got our team ready to play. They're dialed in.
You would hope so. So we'll talk football this afternoon on the show. Also talk a little hoops. Tennessee handles Rice at Thompson-Boling Arena last night. I'm not going to pretend that I was watching this game with my monocle out and rewinding and going back and forth. I guess the big story is the Estrella injury. J.P. Estrella is the last thing we talked about on the show yesterday. Will this game see the continued emergence of Tennessee's J.P. Estrella? And he was having another nice game before disaster struck. Rice player rolling into his leg, and it certainly looked bad just off his reaction.
It did. You and I talked about it. We both kind of dissected the play on TV afterwards. Rewind, pause, rewind, all that stuff. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping, and I'd say the best might be a hyperextension, and that would still mean he probably won't be playing in Vegas next week.
But you could probably come back after a week or two after.
A couple weeks, yeah. But what a shame if it's anything worse. I mean, this kid, at that point, it's like I'm starting to worry that he's jinxed a little bit with the injury bug because he's been off to a fantastic start. We've been talking about that.
Well, if there's anything worse, I would be I'm sure that he's already had or is in the process of having an MRI to determine the extent of, and they'll know pretty quickly. And the fact that they, if it was an ACL, you almost always hear about that within, like, immediately in football, like almost immediately you'll hear about it, certainly by the next day or so. So that gives me some kind of hope. I feel like if he had torn an ACL, that news would be leaking by now.
Something major.
The MRI was scheduled for 1 o'clock today, so I would assume we'll be hearing something here pretty soon.
It's strange we sit around and talk about, some kid's MRI.
Or maybe
the kid happens to be a starter on
maybe his mom will post it online.
Jinx. I was just going to say the same thing. Maybe his mom will just post the results.
I don't think so. I think that was kind of a one-off.
Facebook? I know you follow her. You follow her closer than the rest of us, but
Who follows her?
Mama Russell does.
Oh.
Big fan.
I do not follow. People send things to me, but no, we're not friends. We're not Facebook friends. Me and Mama Boo. I like to follow that from a distance. You know, I don't need that in my life, so to speak. But other people can watch that. Outside of the Estrella injury, thought it was the shooting guard thing continues to be, I don't say a mess, it's just a giant question mark. Like, you thought that Amari Abram might be taking control of that thing. He gets the start last night. I think he was 1 for 7 from the field, and then Berg comes off the bench and has a nice game. So now it's like, is he jockeying ahead? Rick Barnes after the game says the person who ultimately wins the competition for the shooting guard spot will be the guy who performs consistently the best on offense, which I found to be a very interesting quote from Rick Barnes, who's always I would expect him to say the exact opposite. But
I watched most of it, actually. I thought Jalen Carey looked better this game.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Akpara had the 20 points, and he's looking like the real deal this year. Not that he didn't last year, but it looks like we may be getting ready to watch a really special year out of Felix.
I hope so. I mean, it was very efficient. It was very efficient 20 points, most he's ever scored. Went 8 for 10 from the field and hit all 4 of his free throws, 4 for 4 with 8 boards. If he's scoring efficiently, because he's not going to get as many touches as everyone else is around the basket, especially if JP comes back, him being that efficient is really, really good.
This was the happiest Barnes has been so far with Jacoby Gillespie, too, in terms of his performance.
Yes.
He was good, too.
I thought so. I thought he played well.
I think most of that was just the low turnover total. I think he had 1 last night.
Yeah. Yeah, and, again, I think it's going to be – people are going to have to show up at certain points. There were things that Abram did that besides shooting the ball, which was not good, but – again, I think he brings energy on defense.
He did have it was him that had the big steal there in the first half.
Yeah. But last night, Ethan Berg hits 3 threes, and they all looked good, too. They weren't, he
stroked him.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think we'll see. I think I agree with you, Bear. I thought Jalen Carey looked good. Looked like he had some energy out there. Looked like
he had a little bit of his swag back. He was talking.
That's the guy that I was hoping to see at the beginning of the season. We really haven't seen that, and
he's so big, man. I did not. I mean, he's big, but he's a Hulk. We definitely need him on the floor, and he'd come in handy when we play regular. Some of these teams coming up here in the next few weeks, and definitely you get in the tournament, you're playing Big Ten teams that are real physical.
Yeah, I think. Look, keeping my fingers crossed for a short absence from Estrella, but thankfully we've kind of uncharacteristically we're a little deep in the front court right now. It's not JP, but we've got guys who can fill the void to some degree, and maybe that means Carey's going to have more expectation on him too.
That's just it. With JP, the loss of leadership, it's hard to really lead when you're on the sidelines on crutches.
Coming up, Ryan Shumpert of RockyTopInsider.com joins the fray. We'll get his thoughts on Tennessee and Florida, as well as his ultimate lane prediction. Telling you, this thing might drag on for a while, and as a talk radio host, I'm here for it. Lane Kiffin, the gift that keeps on giving, a content machine.
Hurricane.
That guy has turned into. Stay with us. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive.
105.7 FM, 1340 AM. Online at fanrunradio.com and streaming on the free Fan Run Radio app. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Come kick off the weekend with The Drive, live this Friday afternoon at Barley's in the Old City, presented by Garage Beer. We'll have $4 Garage Beer drafts all day, and we'll be giving away a Garage Beer tailgate pack complete with a Garage Beer retro tailgate chair, Fan Run swag, shirts, pint glasses, hats, koozies, and more. So come get your Gator hate on with Fan Run Radio, live this Friday at Barley's Pizzeria and Tap Room in the Old City, presented by Garage Beer. 100% beer-flavored beer.
This is Bo Kregner with the Kregner Group at Realty Executives. As we gather around the table this Thanksgiving, Robin and I just want to say how grateful we are for the families who trust us to help them buy or sell their home. If a move is in your game plan before the year ends, our team would be honored to serve you. Call 865-742-1035 or visit bonoshouses.com. Happy Thanksgiving from the Kregner Group. Walking by faith, serving others.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
It's time for the North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week. Brought to you by North Knox Siding and Windows. Call 865-689-0505 or visit them online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
This week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week is Halls High School's Amari Lethgo. Lethgo led Halls to a 47-14 win over Lawrence County in round 2 of the state playoffs last week. The senior quarterback threw for 335 yards and 5 touchdowns and added another rushing touchdown on the ground as the Red Devils advanced to take on Central in round 3 of the playoffs this week. Halls High School's Amari Lethgo, this week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week.
North Knox Siding and Windows, locally owned and operated. They can handle all your siding, window, gutter, and roofing needs. Call 865-689-0505 for a free estimate or go online to northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Oh, man, you know, we're just freaking out about Florida. It's been, 22 years since Vols have won down there?
Yes.
Let's take a little trip down memory lane. This will be a fun exercise. Where were we all at in 2003? I'll start. I was I was probably about Ryan's age now. I was 23, working at the Horn Radio Network, covering practices and stuff like that in the Philip Fulmer era. Yeah, that was it was good times. Bob?
I was in my corporate life. That was my first year running some of the television networks over at Scripps. And now I'm here.
Young and yeah, I mean, how you have risen in the ranks.
Absolutely.
I was a recording engineer at Studio 613/SSL downtown.
Walker, you were
2 years old.
He was pooping
in
his
diapers.
pants.
What about you, Shump?
I was 4, so I guess I was walking, but not
trained.
much more than Walker.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you already a Cubs fan at that point?
He said he was
Good
4.
question, because my dad wasn't a Cubs fan. It was my brother that became a Cubs fan, and how that followed suit. But probably so, because he became a Cubs fan because of Sammy Sosa on WGN in 2003. That was, about the end of the run for Sammy Sosa with the Cubs. So at least in the early formation of it.
Wow, a long time ago. All right, Shump, so what's the vibes like over there on campus? You were at Josh Heupel's press conference yesterday, media opportunities this week. This used to be the series that defined the program for Tennessee football. Does it it's not a huge game on paper. Does it feel like a big game when you talk to the players and coaches?
I think yes and no. It's definitely very unique because it's been a while at least. Maybe not a long time. It's been a long time since this game has defined the conference, and it's probably been a while since it's really defined things for Tennessee and Florida individually. Big game for both in any given year, but I think the aspect of it being so much later, and obviously Florida's already decided to make a coaching change. Tennessee is all but out of the college football playoff hunt. It definitely doesn't have quite the urgency to it, but I do think that there seems to be an understanding of the importance of this game, and obviously a rivalry game. And Josh Heupel talked a little bit yesterday about what we were just talking about, how long it's been since Tennessee's won in Gainesville, and what is at stake, for a game that I think is bigger for the fan base than, it is in the national landscape this week.
Excuse me. Where do you net out on this? It feels like we've teased it out so much, but I am going to ask your take on it with the Boo Carter thing. You just feel the way we positioned it here was like, man, we could have just avoided a lot of heartburn and everything else, brain damage for that matter, if it just amicably parted ways before the season started. Can you think of anything he really brought to the program during his time in this season?
No, not this season necessarily, but I kind of agree with what Josh Heupel said when he was asked about it yesterday. And, obviously I see what he's saying from the standpoint of, feeling like you should give guys second chances and the responsibility he feels to the families and players he's recruited. But, which one of us thought they should kick him off the team in July? Very few people thought that, and there's a reason. It wasn't because we were all best friends with Boo Carter. It's that Boo Carter is a talented football player, and there was a path to Boo Carter helping his football team. Obviously, it didn't play out that way, and anytime that happens, you can be critical of the coach or say it was a mistake. But logically, the same thing happens with a player next summer that we think is going to be one of Tennessee's 3 or 5 best players in theory entering the season. I don't know, maybe the freshness of the Boo Carter situation, people wouldn't be as willing to defend him or to say to give him another chance. But I feel like you're already tied up a lot of your payroll to this certain player. They're very talented. You think they can help you win. I think it's typically worth giving them a chance to try to redeem themselves and hope that they can get things back on the right track.
And you brought up a good point. I was one of the guys this summer that was like, we got to find a way forward here and make it work. So you're right. I think a lot of people felt that way.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of people thought Boo Carter might be the best player on this team,
Yep.
Exiting spring practice and stuff. So, and I do think it's the challenge of the modern era of college football and just committing money to players that aren't super proven, because so much of that was based on projection. You projected that Boo Carter had a nice freshman year. He was good. He played a lot, but he wasn't a star by any means. And you're projecting him to take a big leap. And obviously I don't think the work ethic that would have taken for him to make that jump happen. On the reverse side, you had, I sat there pounding the table all offseason saying I don't understand what they're doing at receiver. I think they should have been going to try to get some more proven guys in the portal. And Braylon Staley, who was pure projection. Mike Matthews, who was pure projection, who I'm sure they are paying Mike Matthews a lot more than, or a good bit more than Braylon Staley, paying him a good bit. And those guys have panned out. So those evaluations and projections are right. And I think it's something you're going to see, more and more of in college athletics, of having to make these hard decisions, of having to agree to pay players a good amount of money before they've truly proven that they're, high-level contributors.
Lessons learned from the Boo Carter saga. Ryan Shumpert, Rocky Top Insider, with us here this afternoon. Moving on to news a little bit more hopeful. Ryan, I'm hearing some buzz around the program that Jermod McCoy, I know we keep coming back to this, but I'm hearing that he's doing more stuff on the field this week, and the door is open for him to play in the Swamp.
It continues to be kind of what I feel like I've said on here a million times, that nobody's rolling out a return for him. Nobody's saying that because Tennessee has X many losses or we get past this date that he's just going to shut it down. That does not seem to be the case. Does that mean he's going to play on Saturday night? No, I don't know that. He could not still not play on Saturday, not play against Vanderbilt, not play against bowl game. I've already played his last snap for Tennessee, but I don't think he has shut things down and decided to. He's focused on the NFL draft. I think he continues to work back towards playing and wants to play and help this team however he can in the final stretch of the season.
Joey Aguilar. The last couple of games we've seen, I feel like it's not been quite the same Joey we saw at the beginning of the season. At the same time, I try to think back what this team would be like had he not fallen into our lap. But what's your take on what you've seen? Are we being a little too harsh, or it just felt like he's been a little more cavalier with the passes, and it's what's resulting in some of the INTs?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's a little bit more careless with the football, and that's leading to turnovers. And obviously that was the big concern with him coming into the season, is that he had that tendency at Appalachian State. And to me, I'd say that's the big thing. It's just the turnovers. Look, Oklahoma's got a really good defense. I think we saw that again last week against Alabama with what they were able to do in that game. And it's a big caveat, but besides the turnovers, I thought Aguilar played fine last week against New Mexico State. So that's the big thing, and it's going to be big in both these final two games as it is in any game. But obviously, Florida's offense has struggled all season. You don't want to just you want to make their offense earn every point they get, essentially. You don't want to hand them good field position. And you don't want to repeat an Oklahoma game when Oklahoma had 99 yards of offense in the first half and 16 points and a touchdown lead. And then, looking ahead a week, Vanderbilt, I think, they're such a clock control team, and they're so good at keeping their offense on the field that it feels like you're just going to have to maximize your scoring chances to win that game. So turnovers are big in any game, but certainly these last two, it feels particularly important, and he's got to do a better job with his decision-making and, some of the accuracy on these throws to keep the ball out of harm's way.
Ryan, what kind of environment is Tennessee walking into, in your opinion, a Florida team that has fired their coach, interim coach? They've lost 3 in a row under the interim, so it's not like they've gotten a significant bump. They were not very competitive at Kentucky, maybe the worst team in the league this year. What is Tennessee getting itself into against Florida? We all know the history of this series. On paper, this looks like a game Tennessee should win, though, right?
Yeah, I think the environment question is a good one. It's one I was talking shortly before calling in here. I was talking to David Waters of Gators Breakdown for a story and kind of asked him that question. And it's kind of hard to get a read on because it's been over a month since they played a home game. It was the third Saturday of October when they played Mississippi State. That was their last home game. So think about how long ago that feels like. So we don't really have much of a read on what it's looked like from a fan turnout, from a fan buy-in standpoint since the coaching change. And I think that leads me to question what the environment will be like on Saturday night. But at the same time, it is a Saturday night game. It is a rivalry game. If you're Florida, I think you have to have a lot of belief that you can win this game. You're 3-point underdogs. Tennessee certainly has not been world beaters this year, and they know the history in this series as well as all of us do in Knoxville. So it's a good chance for Tennessee. But I think there's a reason it's only a 3-point spread. Like I don't see Tennessee as like a clear-cut favorite. They were bigger favorites 2 years ago going into the Swamp to play. I don't know if I would say an equally bad Florida team, but a Florida team that wasn't very good either. So Tennessee's got to go out there and prove it and prove that they can play. Win in the Swamp in general as a program, but prove as a team, the specific 2025 team, they can go out there and play clean football, play complementary football, and win a game against, win a game on the road against really anybody with a pulse. And who knows, Florida might not have a pulse, but you could probably say the same thing about Mississippi State, and that was obviously quite the challenge for Tennessee too.
Let's jump over to basketball. Rice Owls were in Knoxville last night. Tennessee took care of business. I wanted to get your overall grade on the game because one of the things I said yesterday here on the show as we were wrapping up was just from afar, it looked like Rice was pretty small, so I said expect more of the bully ball approach to things. And you look at points in the paint, it was like massive advantage for us there. Second chance points, all that stuff. So that's good because we've been flexing that. And then we obviously have the big elephant in the room question, which we'll get to in a minute. But what was your take on the game itself last night in terms of what you thought were the positives and the negatives, maybe just one or two of each?
Yeah, I thought it was one of the better games Tennessee's played this year, if not the best. I would say the best offensively, given the competition. The offensive rebounding continues to be a real positive, and obviously the numbers are pretty crazy right now. Tennessee rebounding over 50% of their misses, and that's going to go down. But I do continue to think this is going to be one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. It's built that way. I thought just from an individual standpoint, Jalen Carey, I thought played his best game. Had a lot more energy. Did some good things on both ends of the court. From, maybe a negative, I thought the defensive, I thought they had really good defensive intensity for most of the first half, and some of it was Rice making shots, but I thought they had a good number of breakdowns maybe late in the first half and then early in the second half that kept them from putting the game away quite as easily. And then turnovers weren't terrible last night, but another night that I think it was over 16% turnover rate. And from a statistical standpoint, that's been the area Tennessee's been Tennessee's biggest weakness to this point in the season. And the season's still young, but it's 4 games against lesser competition, and it's persisted as an issue. So I think that's probably something that we're going to be pointing to, or Tennessee's going to be dealing with and maybe not thriving in throughout the season.
Ryan, the shooting guard position, it's kind of interesting. It seemed like an open door. Abram gets the start there last night. Thought Berg had a nice game, and of course then you've got the Bishop Boswell situation as he's missed back-to-back games. Now, what's your read on that as far as who might be ahead now and how it might shake out over the next month or so? Yeah,
it's I think our mutual buddy Chase Thomas said it in a group chat earlier today. It's kind of the Joker scene, breaking the pull stick across his knee and saying there's one spot for the guys. And I responded with a retort. I don't know if anybody's Parks and Rec fans, but it kind of feels like Rick going into each game telling his coaching staff to plan on the rotation, and it's Ron Swanson giving the guy the permit. It just says I can do what I want. It feels like kind of a different plan every night, but I think that's from a motivation standpoint, and Rick's made it clear what he wants, which is defense at that spot, and it's going to be the guy that's the most consistent defender, and that's why Bishop Boswell started to start the season. Amari Abram, I didn't like some of the stuff from him offensively last night. I thought he took some bad shots and had a couple sloppy turnovers, but defensively, I thought he built on the North Florida game. Those 2 games, to me, he's been far more active on the defensive end in the first 2. So some good signs from him there. But to me, it feels like those 3, and Berg can help the team as a backup point guard too. But it feels like those 3 are going to be the ones that end up getting the bulk of the minutes. We'll see if Troy Henderson can have anything to say about that. But he's a guy that's further ahead offensively than he is defensively. So I don't know that I necessarily feel like we're going to get some clear resolution and somebody in that group is going to emerge to play 20 minutes a night. I think it's going to be a balance, but it'll certainly be interesting next week as Tennessee almost certainly play some closer games just to see who they rely on, how much they're just kind of leaning on the hot hand.
Nate Ament, again, with another double-double, which again, I know we've talked about this. We're struck by the rebounding contribution this guy makes, but there's still work in progress. The 3-point shooting. How many on the season do you know, Ryan? Has he hit like 1 or 2 only from 3 at this point?
I think it's 2. Let me get it pulled up here. No, he's made 4 actually. But it's 4 of 18. So taking a lot of them.
But I still think the evolution is ongoing, and even when I've talked to Coach, he said, he's being tougher. He's tough on everyone, but he's being tougher on Jacoby right now. He's kind of still letting Nate kind of feel things out, but I'm imagining that's going to start coming to a slow stop next week when you start playing these bigger teams.
For sure. I think there's a good deal of trust in both those guys, and certainly Nate. And Rick talked a lot last night that Nate doesn't need to make threes to make a contribution, and it feels like he's forced some of them. But, he shot the ball well all summer throughout preseason. He shot the ball better than he has showed early this season. And it does feel like he's a little amped up. I feel like he's missed a lot early in games, long. So we'll continue to kind of see where he can get at.
All right, Shump, last thing from me. It's the million-dollar question all across the region today. What will Lane Kiffin do? Stay in Oxford, go to Gainesville, pull a shocker, go to Baton Rouge? What say you?
Yeah, it's a good question. I kind of think he stays at Ole Miss. I just think the timeline of all of it makes it really difficult. So we'll see. It stays at Ole Miss with the wild card of taking an NFL job. That's my pick.
Would you like to see him coach our Titans?
Yeah, I'd love to get him out of the SEC for one, and I think he's a good offensive coach, and it would at least be entertaining. It's pretty. I've always said if you're going to be bad, at least be entertaining and bad, and it's pretty darn boring and bad right now for the Titans.
Hey, one more. I almost buried the lead. Back to basketball. Any word at all on JP Estrella? I know he was in for an MRI a little earlier today.
Yeah, MRI was early this afternoon, so I haven't heard anything since then.
You haven't been on the phone with his doctor?
I have not. I did put in a call to Mama Boo to see if she could get some medical information that she could share with us on this, but haven't heard back yet.
Oh, man. I just can't wait until the results become public so Dr. Bear can tell us what it all means.
Yeah, that's very true. You and I were texting last night, just hoping for the best, but probably the best is he's missing a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but that's what it feels like just from looking at it. It didn't seem like it was an absolute nothing burger or anything. So, yeah would just hate it for him at all that he's going to miss some time, but really hope for his sake that it's something that he can rehab pretty quickly and get back out on the court before too long.
He comes back in one of those big Willis Reed, Bill Walton type braces on the leg, and it's just because he's already got the old man game working. So I mean, I'm just go ahead and lean into this. So should be interesting. All right, Shump, man, really appreciate it. Everybody go check out RockyTopInsider.com for all the latest on the Vols. Ryan Shumpert, thanks so much.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you, Ryan.
Ryan's appearance brought to you this afternoon by our friends at Matlock Tire and Auto Service, where we'll be tomorrow for a special live broadcast of the Drive Maryville location, Foothills Plaza. Come on out. See us tomorrow. We're going to have some T-shirts for giveaway out there, and can't wait to meet and greet our Blount County listeners. Swing by. It is going to be Matlock Tire and Auto Service. And if I can find the graphic that William made for me last night, I will tell you all about the address. 723 South Foothills Plaza Drive. So you map people out there. You put it in your map app, 723 South Foothills Plaza, Maryville. We're coming to your city tomorrow here on Fan Run Radio. Quick time out. We're back with more after this.
The Drive.
For the fans, by the fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka. Sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka. Sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Citizens National Bank.
Don't let the chaos of the holiday season slow you down. Adding your CNB bank cards to your digital wallet makes checking out fast and easy. Forget digging through your wallet or entering payment information. Just tap, pay, and you're on your way. Add your bank cards to your digital wallet for a smoother shopping experience.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Is that old tree in your yard starting to lean a little too much? Branches hanging over your roof? Don't wait until it's too late. Call ECR Total Landscapes today. At ECR Total Landscapes, we specialize in safe, professional tree removal, trimming, and storm damage cleanup. So if you've got trees that need to go, now is the time to give us a call. Plus, we're offering free stump grinding now through the end of the year when you use or mention promo code FANRUN. That's right, free stump grinding for FanRun Radio listeners. At ECR Total Landscapes, we live up to our name by offering total landscape services. In addition to tree cutting, we also offer a wide range of landscape installation services and custom monthly maintenance packages that create stunning outdoor spaces tailored to your vision. Give us a call today to schedule a free estimate at 865-384-2012 or just visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit matlocktireservice.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Auto Service in Maryville. Blount County teams revving up. Maryville, Alcoa head to round 3 of the state playoffs. They're all excited about it out there. And we'll tell you a little bit about those matchups when we get out there tomorrow. Shane Beamer, big words from a little man today out of Columbia. Of course, the heat on him after blowing that huge lead they had at Texas A&M. This was a team that was top 10 coming into the season, borderline top 10.
I think like 12 maybe, right there, right on the fringe.
Playoff contender, big star quarterback, big names on defense, big name wide receiver, all that stuff. And, boy, they have just fallen on their face. 1-7 in the league, 3-7 overall. But Shane Beamer at his press conference yesterday, or actually this is today, was asked about the playoff reveal, which that's not even on my radar. Did anybody watch the play? I don't even know what watched it. Was that yesterday?
No, it's tonight.
Tonight. Okay. Well, they were asking, I guess, him about that tonight. Shane Beamer says, quote, "I do know next year at this time we're going to be sitting here on this Tuesday night watching the playoff rankings to see where we are." Wow. Wee Man calling his shot.
Every time I look at that guy, it dawns on me, him and Kenny Wallace have never been pictured in the same place at the same time. He looks dead off like him. So, I don't know. I mean, he going into halftime, taunting the crowd.
Oh, he wasn't taunting the crowd. He was going out in his tunnel. He was jumping around, waving his hands, getting his people going.
Yeah.
Not a good look, but not as bad a look as it would have been if he were taunting the crowd.
Okay.
Can you imagine a coach going off the field taunting the crowd at halftime? That would be awesome. Lane Kiffin's never done that.
Wish that happened.
Muschamp came close to it when he was at Florida with us.
Well, that was after the game.
That's true.
That was when it was done.
Yeah.
Bob, is Shane Beamer, do you think he's safe regardless of how this season ends? If they go 3-0
9.
3-9. You think he's which they have? Don't they have like South Carolina State or the Citadel or something?
They have Coastal Carolina this weekend.
They could lose that.
Yeah, Coastal's not that good this year, though. I mean, they should win. They'll be favored. But then they have Clemson at the end. So, I mean, realistically, 4-8 is in play, I would say. I would say that he might dodge the bullet because there's so many openings in play right now that South Carolina might look at it and be like, we don't know who we're going to get.
Fire him next year.
Yeah. But, boy, this is eerily – I'm telling you this. If you recall last year when Brian Kelly was saying we're going to be playing for a national title this year, it's kind of the same vibe. And we saw what happened to Brian
but, I mean,
Kelly.
at least Brian Kelly he had done quite a bit more than Wee Man.
Is it Derek Dooley? You won't have Tennessee to kick around anymore, right? Before the 2012 season?
Yeah.
Coaches, when they know they're cooked, they play it with, what do I got left to lose? I might as well just call my shot.
Yeah.
Rarely works. But Shane Beamer, not the first man to try it.
Help me out with the because again, still learning about the nuances of the drive. How'd you come up with Wee Man?
Because he looks like Wee Man from Jackass.
Wee Man from the Jackass?
I guess he does, yeah. I guess he does.
Him or former NASCAR driver Kenny Wallace. That's who I think he really looks like.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that.
D.R. Vol is a big fan of Wee Man.
I bet. So back to the question. I think he might dodge the bullet this time around. But boy, he's going to have he'll have to do something magnificent next season, like
make the playoffs.
Make the playoffs 10-2 at least. I don't see it.
865-966-3435. Your phone number, as always, if you want to call or text the drive this afternoon. 866-865. That's our phone number.
866.
That's our area code. 966-3435. Your phone number. You would think after we've had the same phone number for a year or so, I still screw it up.
Call or text, interact with the show.
Yeah.
I've done so many. I've worked at so many radio stations, had so many numbers. Like it's.
Yeah.
Can't remember any of them. What was it back at the old bomb shelter at 546?
546-8200.
Was it 8200?
I think so.
I don't think it was.
I get it convoluted with. So then you get it. I personally get it convoluted with Tony B's.
Why can't we get 1340 as a phone number? Do they let you choose your phone number anymore?
I think you got to pay extra.
865-96.
I tried to get my phone number from like childhood when I first went to Verizon.
My parents have had the same phone number since we moved here. They still got the landline. 1985, we moved here. 865-584, and I won't tell you the last four digits, but they've got I still remember it. I don't even call it anymore because they never never answer it. My mom was like, my dad always has his phone off. So if I want to contact my parents, I pretty much have to call or text my mom.
I can still call the payphone at the neighborhood pool. I don't think the payphone's there anymore, but I still remember the number. It's up on the wall. Call your buddy. See if
it's nice. Bear, Bob, do you remember any childhood phone numbers?
Absolutely. I remember my first home number when I was growing up. That was a long time ago.
What was it?
317-244-8323.
Area code and everything.
Yeah, well, it doesn't exist anymore, so nobody can.
Walker, your generation doesn't know the struggle. Like I used to know 20 phone numbers just off the top of my head.
I caught a little bit of it. Like, I still have my parents' phones memorized.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I still have some of those numbers memorized. Like, my old producer in high school, I would have to push his number in every time I'd go into the software to start a broadcast. So I have a couple of them memorized, but never the payphone struggles.
The only new ones, I've joked about it with Russell. Like, if I ever got detained by law enforcement and they gave me one call, and the only numbers I would either be calling Ryan Shumpert, Chris Gabriel, Adam Sparks, one of our guests, like old time, long-running guests. Because
I'm sure they would love that too.
Adam Sparks getting a call. Hey,
you have a collect call from Knox County Jail from Bear. Will you accept charges? Not for Bear, but please call Russell. Tell him to go bail me out.
Oh my God. You just made me think of something though. Generationally, my son, who uses his phone for everything, including, it's his alarm clock. A lot of people do that at this point. When the time change happened last year, somehow it came up, and I brought it up, and he goes, "What? There was a time change?" And see, he doesn't,
His phone just changes.
His phone just changes.
He doesn't have any clocks at the house that he has to change?
No. Well, he probably does on his oven or whatever, and he didn't think of it. But, yeah.
Or it's probably just whatever it is year-round.
Remember when you had that one car that you didn't know how to work the clock, and for half the year you would just have to remember your mind that it was an hour off, and then you'd get back to daylight savings time and it would be right again.
Would be right again. Yeah. Now, my car, I did it, a couple of weeks ago.
You still have to change the time on your car?
You scroll through the thing on the dashboard and it says daylight savings time. You push that because I've got like a
mine doesn't. Mine just does it.
Yeah, so does
I've got like a regular clock.
The only clock I ever have to change anymore. This is how I'm going to die. You've been in my house and we have that big like foyer with 2 stories tall, and there's this huge clock on there, and we have to change it twice a year. And so like I have to lean over this railing and precariously like hang.
Oh God.
And like grab the clock, and I keep thinking, I'm like,
that's how you're gonna die.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I would die. It's more likely I fall off my roof, which I did that today too, just blowing some leaves out of the gutters and stuff. So it's like, yeah, and I always think every time I go up there, I'm like, do I have my phone? Okay, good. So unless I'm paralyzed, I fall off this, it laid on my head. But even if I fall and just break a leg or something, I could probably call 911. Because it's all about timing when you call.
Yeah.
You got to pay attention to the clock. Stay with us. It's The Drive. Hour number 2 coming up.
The Drive. The voluntary reaction.
This football season, tune into Big Orange Country's post-game radio free-for-all, The Voluntary Reaction, presented by the Griffin Law Firm. We'll be live on the Fan Run Radio app as soon as every UT game is over, taking your calls and breaking down the game to levels that can only be described as beyond scientific. So tune in and drink with us from the keg of glory, or drown in the pool of despair. The Voluntary Reaction on Fan Run Radio.
The Voluntary Reaction. Raw, unfiltered, real.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Are you a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal? Are you concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency? You know the Griffin Law Firm is your trusted ally in military legal matters. But did you know they also specialize in civilian federal employment law? If you're a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal, if you're concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency, the DOE, FBI, FCC, or DOD, you might not know it, but you do have legal recourse. The Griffin Law Firm specializes in federal employment law, military law, and security defense law. VFL Marshall Griffin and his experienced team are ready to make your problem their problem, no matter which federal agency you work for. Don't face federal employment issues alone. Remember, remain silent, request counsel, call Griffin Law. 888-707-4282, online at griffinlawdefense.com.
Hey Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco. Here at Knoxville Smiles, every smile is unique and every smile has a story. We would love to get to know you and help you smile brighter with confidence. If you've been looking for a dental home that treats you like more than just a set of teeth, we would love to welcome you to the family. Please give us a call. at 865-539-1776 or visit us at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
The following radio theater is brought to you by Men's Pro Knoxville.
Hey, Dad, you want to play football?
No, buddy.
All right.
Pops, want to work out?
Maybe later.
Hey, kids are in bed. What you up to?
Tomorrow?
You've got one life, and it's too short for not nows, maybe laters, and tomorrows. If you have ED and performance issues, your family, friends, and even your career has already been affected. Book your discreet evaluation at Men's Pro Knoxville and turn your tomorrows into
today.
Yes! Touchdown!
Come on, one more, Dad.
Today!
Push, Dad. One more. Come on, push.
Hey, kids are in bed. What you up to?
Tonight.
Call 865-544-8220 or book now in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, for every man in every season of life.
It's time for the Drive's Top 4 at 4.
Hour number 2 of the Drive underway, Fan Run Radio, and the Top 4 at 4 brought to you this afternoon by Knoxville Smiles. Walker, what do you got?
At number 1, Felix Okpara set a career high with 20 points and was one of 4 Tennessee players that scored in double figures in a 91-66 win over Rice last night. But now the waiting game begins for an injury update for forward J.P. Estrella, who starred for the Vols over the first 3 games of the season, but injured his left leg late in the first half and was ruled out for the game at halftime.
Yep. Need JP.
Yeah, we do.
I don't want to see anybody get hurt, but he was on a tear.
I mean, he's one of the most promising guy on our team up to this point, outside of the obvious, the guys we expected to be good.
Well, the MRI occurred earlier today, so I mean, surely they've got the results of that by now. And
oh yeah,
we'll
here soon enough, I guess.
Yeah, I know that's it's the kind of thing that leaks, right? I mean, like JP knows, and they tell him, and then the trainer knows, and Barnes knows, and the assistants know, and the players know, and then eventually a reporter knows, and it's out. So
yeah,
the clock is ticking on that. Could happen.
I bet we may hear something before the end of the show.
Quite
I do
possible.
think the longer it goes on, though, probably the better it is. I think, like you were saying, if it was like an ACL or something major, they would have already.
Yeah, you're right.
So.
At number 2, Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin denied he has been given an ultimatum from the administration to make a decision about his future with the Rebels. Kiffin is believed to be the top candidate for coaching vacancies at both Florida and LSU. He said, quote, "There's been no ultimatum, anything like that at all. And so I don't know where that came from, like a lot of stuff that comes out there. We're having a blast, and I love it here."
Bob, do you think the AD there at Ole Miss, we kind of talked about this yesterday, but like, can you quietly start making overtures to coaches you might be interested in, behind the scenes, through third parties, whatever, and just kind of put the bug in there?
I would think so. It would probably be the representation.
Tommy Tuberville famously left Ole Miss for Auburn 20-plus years ago, and it was a no-brainer. Like, Auburn was just a better job. I don't know right now. Obviously, Florida and LSU are better jobs. Auburn's the bigger job, but right now, if you could keep your roster intact, like, I don't know that Auburn is a better job than Ole Miss right now.
Oh, I don't think it is. Not at the moment.
Now, does it have more potential? I mean, that's
I think it's
ceiling higher.
It's got more cachet than Ole Miss still, just based on past success.
But, I mean, he makes the playoffs this year, and that gap is closing rapidly.
I mean, if you're Ole Miss, and their position seems to be we're giving this guy everything he wants. I mean, we are investing in football. Obviously, they're into baseball down there. their basketball is kind of
Yeah.
So even with Chris Beard, I don't even know who their women's coach is. Like, they're going all in on football. I mean, I would assume that commitment would be in place for whoever Lane Kiffin's replacement is.
Yeah, I would think so too.
I just saw an incredible screenshot from Message Board Geniuses about one Ole Miss's fans hot board. It's like
Saban,
Gruden, Sark,
Meyer,
Freeman. I mean, basically guys that, would decline to interview, I think. Kirby Smart was number one.
Yes, of course.
At number 3, the State Farm Championship Classic is tonight as one of the premier events to start college basketball season. The first game is number 17 Michigan State versus number 12 Kentucky at 6:30 p.m. Later on, number 24 Kansas and number 5 Duke match up at 9 p.m.
I hate this event.
With Kansas freshman Drew Peterson not playing for the Jayhawks.
Force Blue Bloods just got together and said, hey, let's do our own event. It's in Chicago, right? The United Center?
It's in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, wow. Let's do our own event every year, and we'll just exclude everybody, and we'll just be awesome.
I don't know. I'm pulling for the Spartans tonight. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not – feels like
dark green on.
Kind of like all the other preseason events.
They have this every year, right? It's those 4 teams they play every year.
It is.
And some they just kind
of
rotate.
They don't rotate it. Like other events, you're right. Like they'll bring guys.
Well,
in
they
and
rotate
out.
the opponents amongst the 4.
Yeah, but the Jimmy V Classic will bring in new teams and whatnot.
The next year,
to other
Kentucky
stuff.
will play Duke or Kansas.
And then there's that like CBS Sports Classic that they play. I think in Atlanta was where they played it last year, and it's like North Carolina, Kentucky, UCLA, and it has been Ohio State, but I think a team has St. John's has replaced Ohio State. So that's why teams like Kentucky doesn't really play in many holiday tournaments, because they play in those 2 things.
I miss playing Memphis.
I do too.
That'd be fun.
I hate Memphis basketball.
Penny versus Barnes hate going.
If you don't like these games, there's a 3-way Maction thing happening tonight for football.
No thanks. Who all's in it?
I don't know. Botch. Some MAC teams. But they're all at 7 o'clock, all 3 of them.
Sick. At number 4, Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers will not need surgery to repair a fracture in his left non-throwing wrist, Coach Mike Tomlin said today. Tomlin did not rule the quarterback out for Sunday's game against the Chicago Bears, and the veteran's status will be determined later in the week.
What, do you go visit some Amazonian witch doctor and get it healed or something?
He might.
That's good news for one Cody McClure. He's got him on his fantasy team in our league.
It's true.
You'll be glad to know I survived Cody's attempted insurrection last night, and I think that pretty much guarantees me I'm staying off the Greyhound.
He's, I think he's, according to listening to him this morning on his show, there's still a chance that he can get out of the basement.
Yeah, I think I've got 5 wins. So he's got 2, and I think there's Chase has 3.
Has 3, and then a couple people have 4. There's 3 games left, so
I'm saying I don't care at this point. I'm just, all I know is I'm not riding that damn Greyhound.
No, I'm not going to be doing that.
No.
Well, I mean, they've got that. I mean, if they weren't a stickler about the rules, they've got that luxury bus that travels from Knoxville to like Nashville. Probably, I would imagine Cincinnati.
The Greyhound is explicitly.
Oh, so you can't book a seat on that mega bus?
No, you got to. I mean, it's not meant to be a nice ride.
It's a punishment.
It's a punishment.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, that's all she wrote.
Thanks, Walker. That is the top 4 at 4. It's brought to you by Knoxville Smiles. It was a interesting morning. I woke up to a text message from Knoxville Smiles that my hygienist, who was scheduled to clean my teeth this morning, had called in sick. So I had to reschedule. I think I'm going out there tomorrow. I know you guys were waiting on pins and needles for an update on my dental appointment.
Of course.
Thank God we know now.
Yeah. Well, I want to keep you guys informed. It's all about communication.
We do have some breaking news.
Let's go to the Fan Run breaking news desk. This better be good.
Rick Barnes continues to put in work. Ralph Scott, 6'8" wing from Warwick, Bermuda, is committed to Tennessee.
No, he's signed with Tennessee.
Signed with Tennessee. He's officially a Tennessee.
Well, yeah, we talked about him like a month ago.
He had verbally committed, and he just signed.
Well, he signed.
By the way, Walker, there's a soon-to-be Webb alum who signed with Rice yesterday. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
It's in my daughter's class. Yeah.
Oh, who was it?
6'7" Alex Leith.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah.
I know about him. He's a good player.
Yeah.
Good for him.
He's going where?
He's going to Rice.
Oh, good.
Play for Coach
okay. So Coach Lanier using his connections there to get a local kid.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a super student too, which kind of necessary at Rice.
Yeah.
Rice a really good school?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very high academic standards.
Is that why they suck?
They used
a little
to be
bit.
good
They
back
said
in the
last
day.
night that Lanier was saying that actually this job, he loves it because these kids, they're playing because they love the game. It's not so much
Smart
about
kid, and he doesn't have to deal with any of the attitudes that
And
I
the
imagine he
NIL
occasionally ran into at Texas, and probably not as
SMU.
much at Tennessee, but
Yeah.
at SMU, yeah.
Yeah, and he said, very little NIL to worry about or anything else. These are kids that just love playing, and they're
He's just coaching ball to
Yeah.
a bunch of kids that are serious about. They're true student athletes.
Yeah.
Well, you could tell the post-game handshake between him and Barnes was
Oh,
very
yeah.
warm, and I saw a quote from Lanier after the game that said, "I've never known anybody who enjoys doing nice things for other people as much as that man." Talking about Rick Barnes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody deserves a happy ending to his career, it's one Richard Dale Barnes.
True.
I hope Lady Luck is smiling upon him this season. Don't know how many more we're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, it'd be nice to get to a Final Four.
Wouldn't it, though?
Ah.
865-966-3435, your phone number. You want to call or text the show, 966-3435. We got Graham Hall of Gators 247 coming up here in just about 10 minutes to give us the lay of the land down there in Gainesville. And, asked Shump, like, what kind of environment are we walking into? And he was curious as to that, too. And perhaps Graham can shed some light on that. But, like, if you go, and I spent some time yesterday after the show perusing the Florida and Ole Miss message boards in particular, and it's
good stuff.
It's it's just Lane. It's just Lane 247, and Ole Miss doesn't have a game, so it's not as big of a distraction for them. But you just sort of wonder where Florida, their players, their fans, where they are at mentally heading into this game because they've lost 3 in a row. They're not having a good season. As Tennessee fans, there's generational trauma with this series, and you certainly see that from our fan base online if you've spent any time on Facebook or Twitter or the message boards or anything like that. But I just wonder, is the Swamp going to be the Swamp, and are Florida players going to be up for this? Because if they're not, I feel a lot better about it.
I think they will be, and they've got players. They don't have a lack of talent down there. According to whatever that you quoted all the time, I guarantee you, I haven't checked, but they've got to be on the talent composite.
They're a little bit ahead of us. They've got more on paper, more talented players, but
I think right now we got a better quarterback. Their defense is light years beyond ours.
I just think that. And I think you're seeing it in the way they play, like one week to the next. I just think about all those guys they're going through in this era, too, where a lot of these guys are like, man, should I be thinking about going somewhere else? I'm probably going to go somewhere else. There's that on their mind. They've got a coach who's not going to be the head coach. I just think they're as susceptible as they're ever going to be. Does that mean we're going to win the game? I don't know. Like I said, I'm staying positive. I think they can. I think the Vols can do it, but they are gettable, man, more than I can remember.
Yeah, but I've heard this so many times in my life when we went in there with a lot more talented teams.
Really?
Yeah.
When we went into the Swamp with more talent than Florida.
Yeah.
How many times has that happened?
A couple during the 90s, I'd argue.
That we had more talent than Steve Spurrier's Florida teams?
We had an edge on him, yeah.
So since before I was alive?
Yeah.
Maybe 99? Not in 01. Maybe 97?
I'd say
not in 95.
You don't think in 95?
No, that team they won the national championship next year.
That's true.
They
Chuck has agreed.
played in the national championship game
I
that
think we
year.
did 97 to 99.
I think 97, they're 1 year removed from a championship.
I mean,
maybe 99. I've said, like, I think 99 might be the most talented team that Tennessee's ever had. So, I mean, you might be able to talk me into that one, but I would – the times we've gone down there with the quote-unquote better team have been few and far between. You can certainly count them on one hand.
But the gettable phrase, I mean –
yeah, and they're probably more talented this year, but
they're gettable.
In gettability, yeah, I mean they're down. Like we've never, I don't think we've ever gone down there because it's always been so early in the season. We've never faced them on their home field with a lame duck coach, or in this case, an interim coach.
Yeah, and a season's worth of injuries. What kind of sucks is this would have been the year, the 1 year where it probably would have been better for us if we played them at the beginning of the season when they still had Sunbelt Billy.
I mean, they're 3-7. They won their first game against LIU 55-0. Okay, that's a nothing burger there. They beat Texas, which was a pretty impressive win, 29-21. But then the Mississippi State win was, we've talked about this, that was essentially a loss that was gifted to them.
Yeah, Lebby peed on his leg.
So, I mean, this is like, this is what I'm saying. It's like, man, I get it with the talent and everything else, but with all that talent, they're still 3-7, could have easily been 2-8. I mean.
Yeah, but also on the flip side of that, they could probably be, there's probably another 3, maybe 4 games.
Venturing dangerously close into Butch Jones, we're 5 plays away from being 10-2 territory right now.
Be kind.
Actually, that was Fulmer who used to say that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, we're 3 plays away from being 10-2.
So we're working like heck.
But you're not.
So, yeah, how much did this Florida team have left in the tank? Are their fans up for it? Would they punt on this game and go all in on Florida State? Is probably more winnable for them. They're both winnable, but and then us, what are we up for the challenge? Just a lot of this is college football in 2025, and you said, Bob, like there's players on these rosters that are starting to think about next year and probably negotiations going on with agents and stuff that we don't even know about right now. That's just
I mean, they've got 2 games left in their season.
Yeah,
they're not going anywhere. Not even Birmingham.
I mean, that's just it's unrecognizable. That was not a thing we talked about growing up, with like teams not dialed in November, no matter what the situation was. Like you finished out your season with your full and complete attention, and now it's like, I've got a little turf toe. I might just go ahead and not play these next couple of games and
hit the portal.
I could spend an hour or 2 extra watching film tonight on this week's opponent, but I'd rather spend some time on the phone with my agent and discussing options for next season. And it's just
I'm just hanging out with my boys watching videos.
It's silly, man. All right, stay with us. Graham Hall, Gators 247, coming up next right here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive. Catch up with all things Fan Run by subscribing to our podcast feed. Like, rate, and download the show from the Fan Run app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Come kick off the weekend with The Drive, live this Friday afternoon at Barley's in the Old City, presented by Garage Beer. We'll have $4 Garage Beer drafts all day, and we'll be giving away a Garage Beer tailgate pack complete with a Garage Beer retro tailgate chair, Fan Run swag, shirts, pint glasses, hats, koozies, and more. So come get your Gator hate on with Fan Run Radio, live this Friday at Barley's Pizzeria and Tap Room in the Old City, presented by Garage Beer. 100% beer-flavored beer.
What if I told you you could pay off your home in an average of 7 years without making more money or spending a dime less, simply by changing how your mortgage is structured? Sounds impossible? Let me show you how it works. I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, helping families across the U.S. save thousands in interest and own their home years sooner. Don't believe me? Give me a call at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com to learn more. NMLS number 332941.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
Bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury. These are just some of the curveballs life can throw at you. Fortunately, East Tennessee has someone to help you work through these problems and recover. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. If you're in need of legal advice, call today to set up a free, no-obligation consultation. 865-801-9250. As always, the phone call is free, the advice is free, so what do you have to lose? Call 865-801-9250 or go online to jrglawtn.com. That's jrglawtn.com. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. Legal expertise you can rely on.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together. Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Russell Smith, Bob Baskerville, Barron Walker doing the thing on a Tuesday afternoon here in East Tennessee. And let's take a trip down south to the Sunshine State where Graham Hall covers all things Florida for Swamp 24/7, part of the 247 Sports Network. Good afternoon, Graham. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, guys. It's an exciting time in Gainesville. And there's a football game on Saturday, so can't complain whatsoever.
I was going to say, it seems like kind of a dull time to be on the Florida beat these days, right?
Yeah, never a dull moment in Gainesville. There's always something going on, whether it's football, basketball. I love saying that November is my favorite month of the year because you get college basketball and you get to see the finish of the football season, see how everything shakes out. There's a little time for sleep here, but it's for a good reason.
I was telling you over text last night, like the drama of a Lane Kiffin coaching search, relatable for those of us here in East Tennessee. We've been on one end of that. So, I was just kind of looking at your message board and all the Florida stuff, and it seems like the game this week against Tennessee is understandably taking a back seat to the big question of whether or not Florida can lure Lane Kiffin away from Oxford.
Yeah, and that's such a shame because go back to the beginning of the season, both of these teams thought when they looked at this game, the penultimate game of the 2025 season, they thought possibly maybe a little bit of wishful thinking, but I'm not going to blame any fan base for being optimistic, but they were probably thinking that this one had playoff implications for potentially both teams. I mean, Florida, this was supposed to be the year with Billy Napier, with the second year of DJ Lagway, with an improved defense, talent all around him, a veteran offensive line, where Florida, if they had handled the gauntlet, would be sitting here right before Thanksgiving talking about potentially being on the cusp of the college football playoff. And that has absolutely just not happened as Florida sits here at 3-7, has been in a lot of games this season. Obviously 2 weeks ago, got embarrassed in Lexington, Kentucky, but has played Miami close, LSU close, Texas A&M close, Georgia close, and most recently Ole Miss close, but close is not going to cut it. Florida sits here at 3-7. Tennessee certainly has their own things to worry about as well. Obviously a little bit more competitive of a team up there, but this is still a good game to get up for. I know that there are focuses elsewhere, especially in the Florida fan base, but this is still a rivalry. and I would like to see people get up for this game here, a night game in Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. It just doesn't have the luster that I think a lot of people hoped that it would ahead of the season, which there's a shame in that as well. But this is still going to be a classic Florida-Tennessee game, in my opinion.
Hey, Graham, it's Bob. Really appreciate you hopping on with us. It's good talking to you again. We were talking about this earlier in the show, and I wanted to get your take on this, just given you're so close to the team and following them and what you do with your coverage. And that is, we're just talking about this Kiffin piece, but I mean, I think there's a whole other element here too, because there is the unknown, whether it's Kiffin or someone else. There's going to be a new coach. You've got an interim coach, and in this day and age of players kind of constantly, charting and recharting their course. I just wonder if that's a contributor to what we're seeing, like what happened in Kentucky. Then, you see the guy, they lay an egg in Lexington, but then the Ole Miss game, yeah, man, they played great for a good 3 quarters. Do you just think that, is it a team from that perspective and what you're seeing? I mean, is the cohesion still there? Just because it stands to reason, there's just a lot of distractions right now.
I think they've done a good job at sticking together, not pointing fingers, not looking beyond this season. I think that the Kentucky game was a little bit of an outlier in a sense, where you had the disappointment that had built up throughout the season. You lose to Georgia, you see everything kind of start to slip away, and then you play with a short field repeatedly in the first half there, 3 interceptions by DJ Lagway, and everything just came undone for Florida. And then they did a good job bouncing back against Ole Miss, and I do think people are fairly questioning whether, how much of if it was an audition for the next head coach, a chance to, put something on film, give a front row seat to who could be the next head coach at Florida, for him a chance to watch the players up close and personal, a chance to play spoiler as well. I had, posed the question leading up to that game, how much do Florida players, are they invested at all in the narrative of playing spoiler and maybe having a chance to benefit themselves by getting a win over Ole Miss? Because if they had, in theory, had won that game and gotten closer to trying to knock Ole Miss out of the college ball playoffs, say Ole Miss lost to Florida and then lost to Mississippi State next weekend, that could have expedited the timeline here, where we wouldn't have this discussion about Lane Kiffin potentially having a coach in the college football playoff, this talk of the ultimatum, everything that has come out since that game. I do think that that's probably just an indication of how much Florida has stuck together rather than them caring about the narrative. They've been in every single game this season outside that Kentucky one. They've had their chances in the fourth quarter. They just haven't executed offensively. The defense has done a good job at keeping them in games outside of facing the Wildcats. And I do think that you'll see more of that against Tennessee. I don't think you're going to see everything erode and confidence evaporate after Florida was effectively eliminated for postseason eligibility. They're a much improved team playing at home with the fans on their support. I do think that Florida is going to be more effective this week than they were against Kentucky. I can't say that enough. But with all that said, the game has lost a good bit of its luster from a fan perspective, and I think some of that could be restored by seeing Florida come out and play a competitive game back at home for the first time in a month.
Talk with Graham Hall of Swamp 24/7, covers the Gators down in Gainesville. And Graham, so the team and coaches, their motivational standpoint is kind of a question mark coming into this one. You mentioned the crowd, and that was going to be my next question is, Florida's dominance of Tennessee has leaned a good bit on its raucous home field advantage down there in Gainesville through the years. And obviously these are unique circumstances with an interim coach and everything that's going on. Will the crowd be there Saturday night? What kind of atmosphere will Tennessee be walking into?
I think they're absolutely going to show up. This is going to be a sold-out game where Florida fans always get up for facing Tennessee. And what better way for them to kind of have a chance to laugh at Tennessee by getting this upset victory against the Vols if they can pull it off. I do think that this is a game where you have history on Florida's side recently. You have a fan base, especially in college, that still sees Florida as a team that should not lose to Tennessee. And I know that vice versa up there in Knoxville. This is a rivalry that is not going to really lose its luster depending on where the other team stands. They both want to, beat the other one as badly as possible. And I do think fans are going to be out here supporting in this game. The other element of this, which I find quite fascinating, is the return of Urban Meyer to the Swamp. He's going into the College Football Hall of Fame next month and is going to be honored during this game. He's someone who's still highly regarded in Gainesville. The alumni has certainly forgiven, most of them at least, how things ended in Gainesville. A lot of people want to see him in Florida's Ring of Honor. He obviously has that close relationship with Billy Gonzalez. I mean, how fired up is Florida's team going to be if before the game, Urban Meyer walks into that locker room and talks to them about going out there and playing with pride and beating the Vols and what they do with the University of Florida program? I mean, that could be an additional source of motivation for them. But I do think that Florida is going to be up for this game here. They're going to be looking to put their best performance on display here. I don't think it's going to be the type of showing, I can't say this enough, that you saw out there in Kentucky. Florida just plays better at home. So I do think the Florida's team is going to be up for this one, and the fans are certainly going to be up for this one. Having Urban Meyer back is going to lead to a very raucous crowd here. The one that I expect to be sold out on Saturday night. The night game element in the Swamp, too. No better time to watch a game in college football. Florida's still getting the primetime appearances despite their 3-7 record, because this is the place that still gets 90,000 win or lose.
A guy you just mentioned a couple minutes ago that, speaking for myself, I was very, very bullish on going into the season. That's DJ Lagway, who's obviously had a bit of a disappointing season, more interceptions thrown than TD passes. Where do you think it kind of got sideways for DJ here? I mean, because I know he was pretty aligned with Coach Napier too. Was that part of it, or is this, I mean, this just caught me off guard. I thought this guy was absolutely ready to go to the next level. He's still got a lot of talent, but how would you summarize what's gone on so far this season with Lagway?
It really goes back to January when Florida returned to the building for winter workouts, and DJ Lagway was still dealing with some shoulder discomfort that kept him out of spring. He didn't throw at all during spring. Then he returns to throwing a little over 200 times per week. They had him on a snap count, a pitch count, I guess you could say, throughout the summer. And then a week before the start of fall camp, he suffers a calf strain. So he's missing fall camp as well. He misses the majority of fall camp throws, I think, with about 12 days remaining before the season opener, but really didn't start doing full 11-on-11, good-on-good, first team versus first team until Florida's first bye week of the season. So we're talking less than 2 months out of the year where he's had opportunities to work on everything he needs to improve upon. And despite his success last year as a quarterback, if you really broke down the film and looked at him, you could have saw that there were a lot of things that were in need of polish. You know, teams didn't have a lot of game film on him. They didn't really know how to defend him well. That's no longer the case, and they're realizing this is someone who still struggles to read zone defenses, which isn't much of a surprise, quite honestly, but it is an aspect of his game that is leading to an increased number of turnovers here for him, and his footwork needs work as well. But I think one of the ones that's flown under the radar the most is that he also altered his throwing mechanics in the offseason, potentially to limit the discomfort that he was feeling in that shoulder. I think the combination of everything I just said, being a second-year quarterback who didn't have ideal time to prepare in the offseason, and just how tough this year has been with a small margin of error for Florida given the opponents they're facing, you're seeing a quarterback that hasn't been able to take the strides that he needed to take in the offseason, has not been able to be that willing runner due to the combination of injuries that he's faced, from the sports hernia to the calf strain to the hamstring injury, you name it. You know, he was dealing with a toe injury there as well, where he was in a walking boot. He hasn't been nearly as dynamic as I think a lot of people expected. But when you look at the injuries, you look at how weird this year has been dating back to January, for him, it makes a lot of sense. This is someone who's never really had a chance to build momentum. There's been one hiccup after another, whether it's on the field, in practice, in workouts, injuries, you name it. There have been roadblocks for DJ Lagway throughout this year that have led to what has frankly been a disappointing year for him, given the hype that he faced coming into this year. But when you really look at it, a sophomore quarterback, much of what he's dealing with is not atypical. Most young quarterbacks, 20-year-old quarterbacks, have a lot of work to do on their craft, and that is absolutely the case for DJ Lagway, just like it is for a guy like Arch Manning out there. Two quarterbacks that many people before the season were crowning to be preseason Heisman Trophy guys, which in retrospect feels a little bit crazy, just given the tall task that requires in being a first-year full-time starter at a program in the SEC like Lagway and Manning were.
Graham, the conventional wisdom is that, Lagway might be a candidate to go into the portal. If the Gators are able to get Lane Kiffin to Gainesville, do you think Lagway would be open to staying there and seeing if Kiffin can rehabilitate his career?
I can't absolutely rule out that he wouldn't be open to it. I do think it's a question of if Florida lands Lane Kiffin, is Lane Kiffin going to try and bring one of his quarterbacks with him, whether it's Austin Simmons, who was a former Florida commit, a two-sport athlete up there in Oxford. Florida has a great baseball program, just like obviously Tennessee does. And would he still be able to do that if he left Oxford, if he wanted to still play baseball? I think that's a question he'd want to answer. But Lane Kiffin may want to go with his own guy. Now, that's not to say that DJ Lagway would instantly be not the guy, but I don't think he would be proclaimed if Lane Kiffin brought in a quarterback, that he'd be proclaimed a guaranteed starting quarterback, which I do think is what Lagway could be looking for after the season, is a little bit of a guarantee that he is going to have a chance to build on what he did his freshman year and some of what he's done his sophomore year. And the way to do that is to get invaluable game reps. And I do think that that could be in question if you hire a guy like Lane Kiffin. So I don't think it's out of the question whatsoever that he would see Lane come in and instantly decide that he's not going to be in Gainesville. But I do think it would make that decision a little bit tough, and that he'd be a little bit in wait-and-see mode to see what happens at signal caller. But a guy like Lane Kiffin is someone, if you're DJ Lagway or really anyone on Florida's roster, you hear them out unless you have a much better deal elsewhere to join, like a Texas A&M or a Texas or any one of these top teams in the SEC that could provide you with the chance to get to the mountaintop. But if Florida hires Lane Kiffin, they're going to be making that point to the players on the roster, is that you still have a chance, if you guys all come back, to be far more competitive next season. The schedule is easier. Everyone could stick together. We could be more explosive offensively. They still have a lot that they could sell to players to come back if it is a guy like Lane Kiffin, just given the quality of talent on Florida's roster.
If you could pick one name on offense and defense for the Gators for Vols fans to be paying attention to in this game, besides DJ Lagway, of course, who we just talked about, who would you want them to be keeping an eye on in this matchup?
That's a good one. Offensively, I probably would go Jaden Baugh, just given how effective he has been on the ground this season. He's a guy who's gone for over 100 yards multiple times. He is their lead back. But I also think that you can make an argument for Vernell Brown III. He was unable to play against Ole Miss, was dealing with some discomfort. By all accounts, he intends to take the field on Saturday against the Vols at 7:30 p.m. He's dynamic in two phases of the game. He's Florida's primary punt returner and has looked like multiple times that he was close to housing one, but also leads them in receiving yards despite being a true freshman. So he is someone you absolutely have to account for, along with Bob. Defensively, I would go Miles Graham. He has been, in my opinion, far and away Florida's best defensive player this season. He plays with effort every single play, which is contagious, and he also is, the quarterback of the defense. He's got the green decal on the back of his helmet where he's in charge of vocalizing the plays from the coaches to the players, and his energy, again, is contagious. It inspires those around him, as much of a cliche and quite cheesy that may sound, right? He's someone that is going to make plays on Saturday, and it really starts with him in kind of setting the tone for Florida's defense. So I think that those sophomores and then the freshman Vernell Brown that I mentioned on the other side of the ball are key to Florida playing with effort, keeping in this game early on, and giving them a chance to play upset, on Saturday against their rival.
Graham Hall covers Florida for Swamp 24/7. Graham, anything else that's on your mind this week as it pertains to not only this game, but the Gators coaching search that you think our audience would find interesting?
Yeah, I just hope for some clarity, right? I think that this has been a long process, but it has only been just a month for Florida fans. I'm sure they feel like this coaching search has been going on for over a year, given that we were sitting here having these conversations about Billy Napier at this time last year. Get some clarity because the players deserve it, not just at Florida, not just at Ole Miss, but at other places around the country. Let's see another domino fall here so that players aren't being asked about the coaching search and fans can, I think, have a little bit more clarity on what's going on because the games deserve to be the focus, the guys putting their bodies on the line, not these contract negotiations and the Jimmy Sexton, power play moves behind the scenes. Give people some clarity here, and that's why I hope this gets wrapped up sooner than later so we can go back to what we meant to talk about today, was focusing on the game rather than this coaching search that is hanging over it, not really as a dark cloud, but it seems to be the focus that everyone is paying attention to. They're so focused on the weather up there that they're missing what's in front of them, and that is a fantastic football game in beautiful November in Gainesville this weekend against the Vols for the Gators.
All right, Graham, really appreciate the time, my man. Thanks for stopping by.
Pleasure's all mine. Y'all take care out there.
Thank you, Graham.
Graham Hall, Swamp 247, our guest here this afternoon. And, yeah, I mean, is there a lesson there for Florida? They were so out on Billy Napier, it seems, to begin with. It was hopeful, it was wishful that he was going to be successful this season, that as soon as things started to go bad, they wanted him out, and they blow him out of there so early that, it creates a situation for their fans where they really – to hear Graham tell it, it seems like they're not enjoying the season at all. And it's hard to enjoy a 3-7 season, but it just seems like it added length to – it's always going to be a circus.
Yeah.
And it's a coaching search in the SEC. But I feel like if you've got your stuff together as a school, you want to limit the amount of time that circus goes on.
That's right. Yeah.
We've seen that here.
Yes, we have. It is weird. This game has been special. It's been very frustrating for Vols fans, but this one feels weird. And again, I hadn't really thought about the point he brought up that Ole Miss game where some of those Florida guys are like, hey man, this could be our coach. Let's show him what we got. It's a weird time, man.
It was weird. They played well for them, against Georgia in a losing effort, played well for them in a losing effort against Ole Miss on the road. In between that, just a complete no-show at Kentucky. Now, Graham says the Swamp's going to be rocking Saturday night.
I did hear that.
I guess.
Skeptical?
I'm a little skeptical of that. I just think because of the time of year, too. School's going to be out and other things, but
I don't know. I mean, he's right about the weather's supposed to be perfect. I mean, by kickoff, it'll probably be about 66, 67 degrees.
To me, it's just imperative that something good happens early for Tennessee. And I know the last time we were down there, like Joe Milton let him down and we scored a touchdown. And
I thought it was on.
Yeah, I thought we might be fixing to blow them out. We were not. Uncle Fluffy put an end to that pretty quickly, and Joe
He
Milton
always shows
was,
up in his Hawaiian shirt for any of these away game trips, and his little straw hat.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
Weekend at Bernie's up there. Have
got
you
like
looked
those
in
swim
anymore into
clothing.
getting him some caffeine, some Red Bull? So it's going to be a late night for Uncle Fluffy, way past his bedtime.
I mean, at this point, if I could get my hands on that on the blue stuff from Breaking Bad.
No. Wow. We're going to put illegal
drugs.
street drugs in. Okay, that's good.
All right. I'm sizzling on meth up there in the press box.
Stay with us. There have been times when I wondered if that's the case before. 865-966-3435. Your number, 966-3435. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive. Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
Hi, I'm Jessica Lodgen, one of the hygienists here at Knoxville Smiles. If your children are having sleep or behavioral issues, we have things we can do in modern dentistry that can help not just with their dental health, but also their overall health. Early intervention is the key for younger patients and can avoid costly procedures later in life. If you'd like to learn more, give us a call here at the office and schedule an appointment. 865-539-1776. Or just book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Citizens National Bank.
Looking for the ideal gift this holiday season? Visa gift cards from Citizens National Bank make the perfect gift. It's the right size, the right color every time. Ask about personalized bulk orders for your family and friends or customers and employees. For more information, call or stop by today.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tired of waiting for the weekend or good weather to play around? From casual to committed, Back 9 Golf has got you covered. Open to the public and offering flexible membership opportunities, they offer 24/7 access to 5 different simulators, providing cutting-edge technology, instant swing feedback, fun mini games, and a wide variety of courses to choose from. Perfect for that solo round you want after work, or swing by with food and drinks for an afternoon with friends and family. No stressful tee times, no rain delays. It's Back 9 Golf your way. Book your tee time now at theback9golf.com.
Hey, this is Bo Kregner with the Kregner Group at Realty Executives. You know, in sports, home field advantage matters, and it's the same in real estate. Our team knows every neighborhood, every play that gets you the win, whether you're buying your first home or selling for top dollar. Let's get you in the end zone. Call me today at 865-742-1035 or visit BoKnowsHouses.com. The Kregner Group, walking by faith, serving others.
Monitoring the show, maybe closer than we are at times. First of all, Magic Mike about Graham Hall says this guy's full of dirty word. Just last year, they had a game that drew like 30,000 people down there. They ain't die hard.
Which game is that?
I don't know. Feel like Magic Mike being maybe a little bit hard on our guest, Graham Hall. You know, spent some valuable time with us. Texter says, if Heupel is, quote, Kiffin without the drama, then why isn't his name being tossed around for these jobs like Kiffin's is?
Because he doesn't crave attention like it's, like, you know, like a dying man.
I don't think that's it. I mean, Kiffin is one. This is what 3 out of 4 years that he's won double-digit games at Ole Miss. He's got his team in the playoff, and I think there's an understanding that the coach at Ole Miss is eminently more hireable than the coach at Tennessee. But I would also add that
there are people
Kiffin,
that are linking him to the LSU job right now.
He has been. It's certainly not as published and publicized as the Kiffin rumors are, but he's been on there.
I mean, that's the thing. There are a lot of schools that I wouldn't necessarily say kill, but they would love to have Heupel as their coach.
And finally, one person says, let Walker know it's Darren Peterson. Drew Peterson killed his pregnant wife. Pretty big mix-up.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Allegedly.
Is
that the guy like chopped her up and rode her out into the San Francisco Bay or something?
He didn't like dismember, but he dumped her out in the bay, and
he was a cop, right? Like
no,
I thought he was a cop.
No,
like a detective.
I think Ron Burgundy self.
Who was it? Lacey Peterson.
Lacey Peterson. Her family like Lacey Roca. They don't like you to use her married name. Obviously,
sorry.
Don't want to offend the Peterson family.
This was one I was like obsessed with this case.
Clearly,
I watched it like every day when I'd stayed up with it.
Oh, Bear is totally court TV guy.
Oh, 100%. No shame in this game, buddy. Yeah, I like a good courtroom. It just depends.
He was a policeman. I was right.
Maybe
Scott,
he wasn't that obsessed with it.
No, you're wrong. Number one,
Drew Peterson.
Scott Peterson is who killed his wife.
Who's Drew Peterson?
Drew Peterson is who this guy was talking. Whoever mentioned this in the text box is Drew Peterson.
There are a lot of Petersons out there that have killed their wives.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
He's a convicted murderer.
No.
That's the one.
When Scott Peterson is as well. He was convicted of killing his wife.
Well, we
Lacey.
jumped tracks.
Yeah, no, we're talking about Drew Peterson, who did not kill Lacey Peterson. Who did Drew Peterson kill?
His third wife, Kathleen Savio.
Killed his third wife?
Yeah.
Did he kill?
No, that's the murder of his third wife.
Now,
he didn't kill 3 wives.
Well, no, there was one of these guys. Again, there's so many of them, and I don't follow it day to day like Bear does because I've got a life. But I do think that there was one of these guys that had, like, he had been convicted of killing one wife, and there were whispers that he might have killed, like, the other one disappeared too.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Stacey Ann Peterson.
Yeah.
She disappeared. So that's Drew Peterson.
Now, Scott Peterson, he killed his wife on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
We're beginning to understand that. Like, Drew Peterson, though, I think is probably a little bit worse than Scott because, like, he might have killed 2 wives.
Yeah.
And, if you're going to kill a wife and you get away with it, you're probably pretty emboldened. If the next wife doesn't work out, I've got away with it once.
Not only did he kill his wife, she was like 9 months pregnant with their child. That's Scott. He's got him to death penalty.
Bear does not want to talk about Drew Peterson. He really wants to talk about
I know
Scott
nothing about
Peterson.
Drew Peterson.
He's
that's
determined.
That's who Walker said was not playing for Kansas. Okay,
Oh.
that's why we said that, and it's an honest mistake, and it's okay, Walk.
Don't let it happen again. Get your murderers straight, please.
You're right. I know. Ron Burgundy'd myself.
By the way,
again.
did you guys watch the video I sent to you?
I lasted about 30 seconds.
No, I didn't watch it.
The Mississippi herpes monkey that we covered at great length. Herpes monkeys, plural. There were about 20 of them. We covered this story at great length a couple of weeks ago on The Drive, and the body cam videos have been released. And it is amazing cinema. I sat there transfixed. There's about a half-hour video where they've spliced together, like, in chronological order. So, I mean, it's like watching a movie. And it's incredible. It is incredible. Because, I mean, this truck is flipped over on the median, this huge highway median. And you've got all these cops watching all these monkeys run all over the median,
they got
the interstate.
COVID, herpes, and
yeah, and they are just like complete stereotypical Mississippi cops.
Right.
They're like, "Hey man, this makes me want to go get my AR," and which they eventually do.
It sounded like it.
And yeah, like the guys from the truck wreck, he's like, "Look, man, you got to kill these monkeys. Like, you don't want them getting loose. This is not good." And at one point, one does like cross the highway. They're like trying to corral it, but they can't.
Is that the one? I wonder if that was the one.
They tased it.
They tased it.
Yeah,
I didn't make it that far.
Yeah, they tased the monkey.
Wow. So these things were effective. It was hepatitis, HIV,
and/or herpes.
Herpes.
It wasn't HIV.
Not
COVID.
HIV. COVID.
And
COVID, hepatitis, and herpes.
And so they eventually get their guns, and they're shooting at these monkeys, and they're hitting them, but like the monkeys won't go down. They're like, man, these dang bleepers won't die. They say, you better get a headshot on it. That's all I know. And you could tell these cops were having fun, man. Like this was the best thing that had ever happened to these cops because they just got to spend about 4 hours on a beautiful day outside just shooting at these monkeys.
Killing stuff.
These were essentially like zombie monkeys. Then if they weren't going down and then if they got a hold of you and bit you, you were going to get some really bad stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, monkeys, they start biting you on the face. You end up dead real quick, I feel
They said they're calling, at one point, they're calling the place and saying, what kind of monkeys are they? Reese's, like the peanut butter cups.
Oh, my God.
I put the link out on Twitter last night. If you want to get, first of all, if you want to go see it, it's there. If you don't want to go see it, yes, you do. It's amazing. I'm telling you. Whatever wins Oscar for Best Picture, not nearly as entertaining as the YouTube video of the Mississippi herpes monkey.
It's slightly less deranged than your enjoyment of the deer getting eaten alive.
How long is this video you sent us?
Like 20 or 30 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, it was a 4-hour process to kill all these monkeys.
Yeah.
They got them at one point. They're like, anybody got any flashbangs? Any of them flashbang grenades? Because they're like hiding out in trucks and stuff.
Here's my question for you: how did you come across this? I mean, what
just on YouTube, man?
Yeah, but what compelled you to be like, hey, man, I want to get an update on these monkeys?
I mean, I wasn't searching it out; it just popped up on my YouTube feed.
The algorithm popped up.
His algorithm on YouTube.
I watch a lot of body cam videos.
Yeah,
that is true. I watch dash cam. I watch body cams as well.
It was outstanding. The Mississippi herpes monkey video.
They get them all finally? They get that last one?
I don't know, man. I think they got most of them.
But that one that was in the one that was in Texas, wasn't that the one that was in a diaper? Somebody sent us that. That's totally stray. That's not one of the clan. Of
that was a chimp.
No, you're Scott Peterson. This story.
Yeah, that's true.
Derek says the Mississippi herpes monkey sounds like a jam grass / garage country band.
The Mississippi.
Speaking of garage, it's Garage Beer. Another Football Friday, this time at Barley's. Come on out, see us in the Old City Friday for a Garage Beer. $4 pints on draft. We'll be there from 3 to 6 doing the thing. It's a Gator Hater Football Friday brought to you by Garage Beer this Friday. Down at Barley's. Quick timeout. Hour number 3 of The Drive coming up next here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Dick's House of Sport at West Town Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
The following radio theater is brought to you by Men's Pro Knoxville.
Hey, Dad, can we play football?
No, buddy.
All right.
Pops, want to work out?
Maybe later.
Hey, kids are in bed. What you up to?
Tomorrow?
You've got one life, and it's too short for not nows, maybe laters, and tomorrows. If you have ED and performance issues, your family, friends, and even your career has already been affected. Book your discreet evaluation at Men's Pro Knoxville and turn your tomorrows into
today.
Yes! Touchdown!
Come on, one more, Dad.
Today!
Push, Dad. One more. Come on, push.
Hey, kids are in bed. What you up to?
Tonight.
Call 865-544-8220 or book now in under 30 seconds at menspronoknxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, for every man in every season of life.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area, from Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive.
Even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
It's time for the North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week. Brought to you by North Knox Siding and Windows. Call 865-689-0505 or visit them online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
This week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week is Halls High School's Amari Lethgo. Lethgo led Halls to a 47-14 win over Lawrence County in round 2 of the state playoffs last week. The senior quarterback threw for 335 yards and 5 touchdowns and added another rushing touchdown on the ground as the Red Devils advanced to take on Central in round 3 of the playoffs this week. Halls High School's Amari Lethgo, this week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week.
North Knox Siding and Windows, locally owned and operated. They can handle all your siding, window, gutter, and roofing needs. Call 865-689-0505 for a free estimate or go online to northknoxsidingandwindows.com. It's time for The Drive's Top 5 at 5.
Quitting time on your Tuesday, 5 o'clock. Here on Fan Run Radio, and the Top 5 at 5 is brought to you this afternoon by Garage Beer, 100% beer-flavored beer. Walker Smith, what do you got?
Thanks, Russ. At number 1, Tennessee basketball coach Rick Barnes said after a 91-66 win over Rice that J.P. Estrella, quote, seems fine, but added that he did not have a definitive update on the redshirt sophomore's injured left knee. He said, all I can tell you is it's a left leg injury, but we don't know what that means. He seems fine, but we will have to wait and see.
He did not seem fine. I'm going to call BS on that part. He did not seem fine.
I think fine's a loose term.
Yeah.
Loose.
He did not seem fine immediately after the injury, and it did not seem fine when he had come back to the court with the ice bag on his knee in the second half. Now, I mean, you've got the ACL those guys are pretty good about finding out immediately if you've got a torn ACL.
Yeah. So I saw somebody post maybe one of your guys over at RTI, Bob, that he took part. He was rebounding before the second half started.
No. You have to go back and look that one up. But no, absolutely not. No, he was sitting on the bench with ice on his knee. He would not have been rebounding. But that kind of gives me some hope because, the fact that he did come back and sit on the bench, Rick Barnes probably would not have said if he had torn his ACL and the doctors had diagnosed it immediately, they would have told Barnes and he would not have said, I think he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Putting some clues together here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll be hopeful here for JP. Hopefully hyperextension, out for 2 weeks or so. Come back later in the season.
At number 2, Tennessee basketball signed its second committed recruit in the early signing window today. 6'8" wing Ralph Scott put pen to paper this afternoon after committing back on September 30th. Scott is a high-end 4-star prospect and is ranked as the 38th player nationally in the class.
Picked the Vols over Houston, Purdue, and Texas A&M. You seen A&M yet? Are they playing buckyball?
They are playing buckyball. I've seen a few highlights.
They're doing the thing?
Yes.
It's not like Kim Caldwell line changes.
No. But it's up-tempo, much more up-tempo than anything we've seen from Texas A&M.
Where'd that dude look like the thumb? Their old coach. Where is he again?
Maryland.
At number 3, Arizona State star quarterback Sam Levitt's return to the program in 2026 is doubtful, according to Pete Nakos and On3. Levitt's camp is actively shopping the talented passer, quote, at a high level. However, other reports in Arizona say that he is still mulling the decision.
How's that strike you, new guy?
makes me more upset than wanting him to come here. The upset of him leaving outweighs the possibility of him coming here.
You don't want nice
I'm
things
not
for
upset
the Vols?
at all. I want him here.
He's already a nice thing for Arizona State.
Do we want him here? I mean, I don't know.
Some scrub from Arizona State.
Is he that? I mean, he was good last year. I never got to see him play this year.
He's been hurt.
He's
all year.
amazing.
Yeah.
When he's good,
he started like at least 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, he played more than half the season.
Well, I mean, he's been hurt off and on.
He transferred in from Oregon?
Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Yeah. And then, last year won the Big 12 championship, had an awesome year, and then this year in the games he played, he looks incredible. Like he's going to be a first-round NFL draft.
And he's got 2 years, so he was redshirt freshman last year, so he could go. I mean, he could go to the NFL now.
Right.
Probably not going to. Is this a guy that Heupel would target in the portal if he chooses to target anyone in the portal?
If he enters the portal, he'd be the best quarterback to be in the portal. He's that good.
So far, I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
Does Lagway go in? Does
Nico.
Rocco Becht?
I'd take
Nico?
him over Lagway. Like, he's better than DJ Lagway is.
But what this year has taught me, guys, is that we don't know what's for a good college quarterback. Like Joey Aguilar is a very, very good college quarterback, and nobody knew who he was a year ago. So we've talked about it a lot. I'm a big proponent of going in and getting a quarterback out of the portal. I don't want to sit here and watch George McIntyre or Faison learn on the job next year. I want to be ready to roll. And I think it would behoove Josh Heupel, especially, we'll see what happens in these next 2 ball games. People are going to be, expectations are going to be very high. I think it would behoove him to have an experienced, dependable quarterback who's gone through spring practice and a full offseason at the helm next year, as opposed to an unproven rookie.
Yep, well said.
That's just me.
At number 4, New York Giants first-round pick Abdul Carter vehemently denied Tuesday that he slept through a walkthrough practice last week and said he was getting treatment at the time of the walkthrough. Reports surfaced on Monday, a day after Carter was benched for the opening series against the Packers, that Carter was asleep during a walkthrough practice last week.
He was asleep during a walkthrough?
That's what the reports said, is that he just slept through walkthrough. He's saying that he was getting, medical treatment at the facility or something.
Well,
I think
let's see the report.
Darnell Wright kind of gave him a welcome to the NFL moment, what I've heard from Sunday, and manhandled it.
No, I mean, I don't remember the clip, but I heard about it. He hasn't been.
Was he under anesthesia getting medical attention?
I don't know.
Maybe both things can be true.
Sleep and getting medical attention.
He was asleep. I don't understand. So people are mad that he was asleep during practice?
Yeah. People are mad that he slept through practice, pretty much.
While he was getting treatment.
I don't know.
He's saying that he was getting treatment as his excuse for missing practice. Please continue.
All right. At number 5, a prisoner is challenging an Australian state's ban on inmates eating Vegemite, claiming in a court suit that withholding the polarizing yeast-based spread breaches his human rights to, quote, enjoy his culture as an Australian. Andre McKenzie, who's serving a life sentence for murder, took his battle for the salty byproduct of brewing beer to the Supreme Court of Victoria. Vegemite has been banned from Victorian prisons since 2006, with Corrections Victoria saying it, quote, interferes with narcotic detection dogs. McKechnie is seeking a court declaration that the defendants denied him his right under the Charter of Human Rights and Responsibilities Act.
Have any of y'all ever tried that stuff?
It's so disgusting.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh.
It's so bad.
What's it taste like?
Just
salty, bad yeast?
Yeah, it just tastes horrible. I don't understand how it's a delicacy in Australia.
Never had Vegemite, Bob?
Nope.
You had it, Russ?
No.
I might have to bring some in.
You're not really selling it
Well,
either.
that makes it even more fun for
Can
you
you
guys.
get it here?
Yeah, you could. I'm sure you could order some.
I think they've got it over at what's that place called? They've got huge foreign foods.
World Market?
Yeah, that place.
I'm sorry, dude. Like, you shouldn't have done whatever you done to get in prison. Like, it's not an a la carte menu. You don't get to. This isn't like. Have you guys seen the privileges that this? Is it Ghislaine Maxwell? You see what she gets in prison?
Oh, she's got a dog now, too. She's got a pet.
She's got a dog. She has access to unlimited toilet paper. She gets to order whatever she wants for dinner. It's almost as if somebody's going to extreme lengths to make sure that she actually enjoys being in prison.
Sounds like it.
That's the other thing. She wasn't supposed to be eligible. She convicted of what she was convicted of. You're not supposed to be allowed to be at a work camp like that.
Don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on that extra toilet paper. That's a nice perk.
Spend some time in prison, huh?
When you're in prison, they're rationing it out. I mean, what happens if you get the runs?
Well, that's my point. You know, there's a reason that people during COVID, I'd drive through my
That was
neighborhood.
so ridiculous.
And people's garages would just have like shelves of toilet paper and paper towels.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember it being out, but I was just
people
so
lost
silly.
their minds.
Yeah.
Have you seen this pile of crap?
Thank you, Walker. That is the Top 5 at 5. It's brought to you by Garage Beer, presenting The Drive live this Friday at Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria, coming out and kick off Gator Hate Weekend with us, fan run style. We do have free parking down there. We've figured that out. There's a voucher that you scan the barcode and like it's going to get your parking for free, so you can come out and
Nice.
and see us there. I know that was a point of contention earlier of the summer once they opened up the new ballpark, but they've got that. So parking is plentiful. # no excuses to come out and not come out to come see the Drive on Friday. $4 pints, both Garage Beer Regular and Garage Beer Lime. We'll be giving away a Garage Beer tailgate pack with another one of those cool retro tailgate chairs, hats, koozies, T-shirts, some fan run swag. We'll hook somebody up Friday out there at Barley's. So come on out and see us, man. Kick off this weekend. Show some love to our sponsors, Garage Beer and Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria. Should be a lot of fun.
Listener Matt just said on the text box, Garage Beer Lime has become the official beer of my garage fridge.
Hey.
Well
We
played.
drank beer. I liked beer. Still like beer.
I like the lime is a change up for me. Garage Beer Regular, that's my go-to. That's what's in my fridge. But it's a special occasion. We're eating Mexican. We're at Barley's. We're, I don't know, at a tailgate or something. That's when I go for the lime.
Yeah.
Like to mix it up every now and then. But y'all do it however you want to do it. We'll be out there Friday if you want to come hoist a cold beverage with us. Tennessee getting ready for the trip to Florida. We've been breaking it down to levels that can only be described as beyond scientific here this afternoon on the Drive. In the Lane Kiffin saga, is it reaching a boiling point down there at Ole Miss? Lane Kiffin today goes on the Pat McAfee show on ESPN and says it is categorically false that he was given an ultimatum by Ole Miss. He says that's not true and that they are having, quote, a lot of fun down there at Oxford. He said it was rubbish, hogwash.
I just feel like the follow-up would have been, did your family really go check out both towns?
I think that's pretty much proven at this point. That I wish he had asked him that. I mean,
it's not like Pat McAfee's a
seasoned Big J journalist.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying they thought Kiffin was in that picture in like disguise.
In disguise.
Yeah, I was getting strong like nostalgia for the groomer days, and then when I was reading some of those like screenshots of the Florida LSU message boards, I mean, one of them, it was like verbatim for something you said yesterday about, what they were doing on their visits.
Checking out the schools.
Yeah, that was it.
Visiting with realtors.
Yeah.
But there's
what they say.
The Gainesville people are all fired up about
the bowling alley thing.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, apparently Lane and Layla met at a bowling alley or something. They're talking about how the bowling facility, the student bowling facility, which is really close to the Florida head coach's office. I'm telling you, man, it got weird last night.
Well, there's a story that the most expensive property in Gainesville was just put under contract yesterday. Huh? Think Lane moved that fast? Just bought a house?
I don't know. I'm so glad that we're not in having to participate in something like this anymore. We got to hopefully.
It's still fun to follow from afar.
Yeah.
There's just
I just don't
it's
want
not
it for
nearly.
us.
Yeah, it's not as frustrating. I don't feel like. I remember at one point in 2017 feeling like you had to stay up, like you couldn't go to sleep. Like the night that we thought we were going to get Leach,
right?
Like we thought news was going to break, and people were up just going crazy on Twitter and the message boards at like 2 a.m.
Yeah. But that was the fall where literally like every day when we came in to do the show, there was some type of just bizarre, absolutely absurd thing that was coming out about the program or Butch or what a year that was, fall of 17.
So there's only one Lane Kiffin, and if he goes to Florida or LSU, the other school's going to have to go to their fallback options. If he stays at Ole Miss, both schools are going to have to go to their fallback options.
Have you guys seen any other names?
Yeah. John Summerall.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Brett Lashley.
It's Kiffin or I thought Lashley just signed a new deal with.
Yeah, I mean, sign a new deal. Golish, Heupel.
All this stuff, I'm just sitting here while you guys have been talking. I've been reading this article from John Talty that he dropped about an hour ago, CBSSports.com. And he's going through some of the history. This is what we were talking about. Maybe he didn't get the ultimatum, but there is no way that the athletic director hasn't had a talk with him of.
Sure.
They were talking about how ticked off, pissed they were with the way he handled the Auburn courtship. So they don't forget that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so now they're like, okay, again, I guarantee you that there's been some talk of, man, you got to let us know.
Now that was a different AD. That was Ross Bjork, right?
Yeah.
And is there some level of self-awareness? And I know this is very condescending, but you're Ole Miss. If you have success, people are going to try and hire your coach. Guess what? Chris Beard has success. Somebody's going to try to come and take him away from you. This is we mentioned Tuberville earlier. You've got a 50,000-seat stadium. Yeah. It's a very small town. People are there are bigger pastures out there. I'm not saying your job isn't good and your school isn't good. They've been better than Tennessee the past couple of years. There's no denying that. Well, maybe there is. I don't know. But they've been very good. Florida's a better job. You can make the case that Auburn's a better job. LSU is certainly a better job. I don't know that it's just Lane Kiffin being Lane Kiffin. It's your Ole Miss.
I don't know. I mean, in the changing landscape of college football, though, the NIL and transfer portal, it's the great equalizer. They've got a lot of money down there.
I kind of hope he stays. I mean, I
do
think
too.
I think it'd be good for Ole Miss. I think it'd be funny to see Florida and LSU have to scramble, but I don't think he's going to. I think he wants to go to Florida.
Like I said yesterday, if he goes anywhere, it's Florida. I'm kind of torn, though. The more I hear about it, the more I wonder if he will stay. But I don't see LSU.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would have sent his family down there on that plane yesterday to check it out if he wasn't at least considering it.
Yeah. Well, he can still be considering it, but also considering staying.
Is it a smokescreen? Did he send her down there to get the scent off the trail?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is he just playing hardball with Ole Miss, trying to extract every last penny he can out of them?
Well, I mean, the one thing that I think we can all agree on, he will be the highest paid coach at the end of all this. whether it's at Ole Miss or Florida or LSU.
Higher paid than, I mean, is it Kirby now, 13?
Yep.
You think he's going to 14?
Yeah, I just don't know if Kirby or Ryan Day have that. I know that somebody did, like maybe Stoops or Saban, had that elevator clause in their contract where they were to be the highest paid coach in college football, even if it was just by $1.
That's Danny's next move. He's already got the lifetime rollover.
Isn't that?
I've got to be the highest paid AD.
Isn't that Kim Caldwell's escalator? Is like if she gets to a Final Four, she becomes automatically the highest paid coach in
I think
college
something
basketball.
like that. To me, it should be winning a national championship.
Yeah, maybe it was winning it all. I can't recall, but she definitely has something like that written in.
I mean, we're not talking about the men here.
I mean, that's the way these contracts.
accomplishment.
I've been saying that for 10 years. It's like, give me incentive-laden contracts. If you win a national championship, yeah, we're going to pay you more. That's what we did with Tony. I mean, it wasn't written into his contract, but it's like, you won the national championship, we're going to make you the highest-paid coach in baseball.
And we did.
That stands to reason. I think that's almost unsaid with any of these things. If Kiffin wins the national championship, that would just be crazy, man. Like if he won a national championship at Ole Miss this year.
And then left.
and left. What a ridiculous sport.
What's going to be even weirder is all the bulk of the recruits for Ole Miss will have already been signed and enrolled probably in class. The early enrollees should be.
Hashtag what about the recruits, Lane?
Yeah, and the transfer portal will be done before.
Is Ogeron somewhere calling kids, telling them not to go to class?
God. Well, didn't we talk about that? That there was talk he'd be an advance man for
Florida?
Lane?
Maybe that's what he's doing.
Hey, Lane.
Yeah.
Let's go to Baton Rouge. You and me, we have a big old time.
I don't know. That'd be weird to see. You know, you leave as a national championship winning head
Son of a
coach.
gun, we have big fun down on the bio.
And come back as just like the D-line.
He'd do it. Guarantee you he'd do it.
He probably would as long as those checks cash. What was it he said to his when they told him that he was getting fired? Where'd I go to get my check? Where'd I go to get my check?
You go to the bank, Ed. You've been on direct deposit for 5 years. You don't go anywhere. It's going to show up.
Keep your shirt on.
Quick timeout. The drive continues. 865-966-3435. Your phone number. You want to get on board? 966-3435. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive. Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation. Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Come kick off the weekend with The Drive, live this Friday afternoon at Barley's in the Old City, presented by Garage Beer. We'll have $4 Garage Beer drafts all day, and we'll be giving away a Garage Beer tailgate pack complete with a Garage Beer retro tailgate chair, Fan Run swag, shirts, pint glasses, hats, koozies, and more. So come get your Gator hate on with Fan Run Radio, live this Friday at Barley's Pizzeria and Tap Room in the Old City, presented by Garage Beer. 100% beer-flavored beer.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Are you a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal? Are you concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency? You know the Griffin Law Firm is your trusted ally in military legal matters. But did you know they also specialize in civilian federal employment law? If you're a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal, if you're concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency, the DOE, FBI, FCC, or DOD, you might not know it, but you do have legal recourse. The Griffin Law Firm specializes in federal employment law, military law, and security defense law. VFL Marshall Griffin and his experienced team are ready to make your problem their problem, no matter which federal agency you work for. Don't face federal employment issues alone. Remember, Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law. 888-707-4282. Online at griffinlawdefense.com.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
FM 1340 AM, streaming online at fanrunradio.com and your free Fan Run app, streaming on YouTube, the Fan Run TV channel, where the conversation is lively. Bob, before we get to that, you were telling me during the break you were looking at the 247 talent composite, which we reference here often on the show, most talented rosters in college football. Indiana, the number 2 ranked Hoosiers, not even in the conversation when it comes to most talented rosters in college football.
Yeah, I'm looking at this list of the top 50 teams in team talent composite per 24/7 Sports. Indiana is not in the top 50.
That's incredible.
It is incredible. Meanwhile, out of the top 13 teams that are on here, 7 of those teams are not going to be even in the vicinity of a playoff bid. They had Texas at number 4. They had LSU at number 6. Clemson at number 7.
Texas is in the vicinity.
3 losses, man. They'd have to.
In the vicinity.
They're not going to make it.
Okay. Clemson is not, certainly.
Clemson,
LSU is not.
Penn State, nope. Auburn, nope. Florida, no. Florida was 13. Auburn was 12. Tennessee's 16 on here.
Auburn certainly, lack of talent should not have been an issue. Lack of quarterback, I think, hurt them. Crazy that the right reverend was never able to find the answer at QB.
Yeah. But some of these other schools have made do. You know, Ole Miss is 21, so they're not even in the top 20 here.
I'm sure that's what Kiffin is thinking is, man, I can get to Florida if freaking Billy Napier can recruit to where, he's almost got a top 10 roster. Surely I can. And then, LSU is 6th on this list, the 6th most talented roster in college football. And for folks who are wondering, like, why you would think that's why.
Yeah.
That's why you would consider that job.
That's right. That's right.
And it does, it's such a talent-rich area.
Indiana, I understand last year and this year that surely they will start to show up, right? Now that you tell me that they've got money, they've got the coach, and now they've got back-to-back playoff appearances. Surely they will start to get the players.
I would think so. Yeah. It made sense. He brought a lot of his James Madison guys with him for year 1, and then this year he worked the portal hard again. See, Mendoza, which was a huge get for them at quarterback. But, yeah, you would think now, because this guy looks like he knows how to build a program, man. He's probably pivoted to more high school recruits and everything else. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like for them in 2026.
See, their recruiting class currently ranks 31st nationally.
Wow.
Money being equal, I imagine it's not the easiest place in the world to recruit to.
They have 5 4-star players committed. The rest are 3 stars.
Yeah.
Do they not have money they're throwing around there, or is this a by design, or is it just hard to recruit to Bloomington?
I think that might be some of it. Like Bear said, it's not, it's the prettiest part of the state of Indiana, but that's saying a lot about the state of Indiana. It
looks so beautiful in Hoosiers.
It is pretty in that area, but I mean the winters are tough, all that other stuff, and
if you're an 18-year-old kid who might be turned on more by the nightlife than the bucolic pastoral setting, then
and they've got a pretty good nightlife there. But I mean, I think the other thing is they're going to have to sell more and more. That's why a deep run for them this year will certainly help the cause, and also their product, like offensively, they're fun to watch. I mean, it's not boring football at all. So it'll be interesting to see how that progresses, but it is really telling about.
Yeah.
You could argue they might have, short of Kirby, they might have the best coach in the game right now.
No, I think you could definitely argue that, and it just goes to show that talent it's critical.
It's critical.
It's not everything.
It's most of it, though.
A really good coach can cover up for some of that. And I just look at, I think from Tennessee's standpoint, we need more players, man. It's what do you say? We're 16th, 17th?
16th, yeah.
Not good enough, man. Like you got to get that. You got to get that up there. I mean, Heupel's done better with his roster at 16 than Hugh Freeze and Napier did at they're ranked a little higher, a little more depth of talent there. I don't know if you chalk that up to Heupel's acumen or lack of acumen from Freeze and Napier.
Yeah, I don't know.
Year 2, I thought, man, we got this Heupel guy, and he's going to be an equalizer because we might not be able to recruit at the level that Alabama, LSU, Ohio State, Georgia are. But like he can cover up for some of those deficiencies.
Scheme.
I still don't think that I still think he's pretty good, but it's not as good as I thought it was.
No, I mean I got to tell you though, in the thick of that 22 season, man, I was thinking, okay, we got our Spurrier here.
Me too.
I mean, this is it.
We got the new Spurrier. We got the cheat code.
Yep.
Well, you like to run it up on people?
I still think he's pretty good, probably better than we're giving him credit for right now, but he's not as good as we were giving him credit for back then.
Right.
So how do you improve it? I think that you got to continue to get players. I think that if you give him a roster the way Florida and Auburn have enjoyed this past couple of years, I don't think you'd be sitting here at 7-3 right now.
That's what I'm curious about. Say Kiffin takes that Florida job. How quickly does he get that thing turned around? Is it immediate? Like next season, they're a 9 or 10 win team.
I think they would be pretty good if he convinces. And I think it was interesting what Graham Hall said is, he might. It's what does he want at quarterback? He might look at Lagway and see all the potential that I can fix that. He's going to be my guy. He might also look at Austin Simmons, who is a highly touted guy, and says, I will bring this guy with me. Right. He already knows my system. That's going to help jumpstart this thing. And we can hit the ground running. I think no matter what, I mean, I would pencil them in for like 8 wins as the floor next year and probably like gunning for 9 or 10. And then after that, Florida's probably back with a really obnoxious head coach.
Go Gator.
Oh. I'm just calling up their schedule for 2026.
That cannot happen. A sick part of me thinks it'd be, would be enjoyable to have somebody that hated back at Florida again.
Do you think he's really thinking about the NFL as an alternative to all of this?
No way. I don't think so.
I think the NFL would you be cool with him coming to the Titans? It means he's better than the stiff we had this year they got fired.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
What the hell was that guy's name anyhow?
Who?
The former Titans head coach.
Callahan. I think that Kiffin would have to. I mean, it would be different. He's not going to be like the play caller. You're not going to run that offense. You're going to be all the offenses in the NFL look the same. You're going to have to get yourself one of those guys. And does he want to do that? Kiffin is the weird kind of guy that actually probably enjoys some of the less desirable parts of college coaching, dealing with the portal and NIL and all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm just looking at their 2026 schedule, Florida's. Florida Atlantic, Campbell, then Georgia.
Campbell has a football team?
Yeah, the
Camels?
The Camels.
They've got football?
Yep.
So he's got 2 easy wins, and then
Georgia, Florida State, Auburn, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Missouri, and Texas. The
It's a
key
light
thing there:
SEC schedule.
no Alabama, no LSU, no Texas A&M,
No
none of
Tennessee.
those. No Tennessee.
How about the juiciness of Kiffin potentially opening up the season at Florida against one of his old teams in Florida Atlantic?
Yeah, that's true. And then Ole Miss comes in. It's not in Oxford. That would have been wild.
Good for them getting a better schedule. I mean, that was really mean what they did to Billy this year, making him play. Well, it was South Florida, Miami, Florida State.
A&M.
Well, who was the other non-conference game? Did they get one manageable game? Did they play a Samford or somebody at some point?
Yeah, they might
think
have.
so. But that was cruel and unusual what they made Billy what's his face go through there at the gauntlet.
Rust Belt Billy. I don't know. I hope all the bad things happen to that fan base. They're horrible people.
Oh yeah, they played LIU. That was their first game.
LIU,
Long Island University.
What the hell is that?
They have a good hockey team.
The Blackbirds.
Long Island.
Yep.
Wow, I've never even heard of that school.
They already played them, and I haven't heard of them. Yeah, it's strange times right now in the SEC coaching cycle. Everybody wondering where Lane Kiffin's going to go. Meanwhile, for once, we're just sitting up here in Knoxville with our heels kicked up on the desk. Now, there are some twisted, demented souls out there that are actually jealous and wish that we could be a part of this
coaching
cycle, but not me. Not us.
No.
I think it's fun to watch from a distance right now with absolutely no emotional attachment in it whatsoever.
No, this is if you're not a top 5, top 10 job this year in this coaching cycle and you're looking for one, you're going to be in the back of the line waiting a long time for you to find your candidate because those candidates are just going to be waiting for those higher end jobs to get cleared up because they're waiting to see if they have a shot at them. The whole thing is going to be dominoes that's going to be kicked off by Lane Kiffin getting hired or staying at Ole Miss.
Texter wants to know how we feel about Joey and the boys getting the offense rolling in the Swamp this week. That's $1 million question, man, because I don't think our defense is going to be pretty good. What's the number this week? How many points we got to score in the Swamp to win?
42.
35.
Should we split the difference there and say 38?
Yeah, I think 35, 38 is fair.
I mean, their defense is stout.
It just depends what Lagway we get. I mean, we're probably going to get the good version, but assuming we get the good version, I would say
Guy's shown a
40
propensity
points.
to turn the football over all year long, really his entire career.
Yeah.
And he's going to play it safe against us, isn't
Oh,
he?
for sure. So we need to score 40.
Just the one thing we're good at
49 points.
defensively is we'll turn you over. Usually.
If he throws 3 picks like he did against Kentucky, then I'm not worried. But he looked a lot better against Ole Miss.
Is our guy going to turn around and throw it right back, man? Because that was the read on this Aguilar guy coming into the season is that he's loose with the football. And I think we all got lulled into complacency the first half of the season when he didn't turn it over that much. And we thought, well, Heupel's fixed it. You know, his system doesn't lend itself to turnovers. And the past 2 games, he's been an interception machine.
Yeah. How many does he have on the year?
10.
Golly.
It's more than Milton and Hooker threw combined in their careers here.
I mean, Nico didn't throw many last year.
No, I didn't throw too many.
I mean,
Joe's are uncatchable.
To me, that's the key stat is turnover margin, man. We've got to win the turnover battle. We go in there and turn it over. We have no chance.
None.
Yeah.
None.
That's what killed us against Oklahoma at the end of the day, were the 3 turnovers. Sealed our fate. Gave them, 10 points directly?
The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. That, to me, is the challenge for Josh Heupel this offseason. How can he find a way to embrace the first game maxim? We know what he can do, but in this sport, oftentimes it's about what you can't do and what you don't do, and just not making mistakes. And it's been very frustrating at times to watch this team just muck it up time and time again. And that's
sloppy football.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise it's been good. It's been exciting. Big plays, lots of sacks, lots of turnovers defensively. Offensively, lots of big plays, lots of bombs, lots of running, but all the little in-between stuff, man. That
discipline.
That stuff really matters. He's got to find a way to address that this offseason.
I wonder if he's still clean-shaven. I saw where he shaved.
We'll let you do the digging on that. When we continue, we'll find out who's on the docket, brought to you by the law offices of Jerry R. Givens, and we'll wrap up with your calls, 865-966-3435, your phone number to call or text the show today, 966-3435. Back to wrap things up right after this.
The Drive. Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. Come on, grab a pack. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavor. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
The following radio theater is brought to you by Men's Pro Knoxville.
Hey, Dad, you want to play football?
No, buddy.
All right.
Pops, want to work out?
Maybe later.
Hey, kids are in bed. What you up to?
Tomorrow?
You've got one life, and it's too short for not nows, maybe laters, and tomorrows. If you have ED and performance issues, your family, friends, and even your career has already been affected. Book your discreet evaluation at Men's Pro Knoxville and turn your tomorrows into
today.
Yes! Touchdown!
Come on, one more, Dad.
Today!
Push, Dad. One more. Come on, push.
Hey, kids are in bed. What you up to?
Tonight.
Call 865-544-8220 or book now in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, for every man in every season of life.
What if I told you you could pay off your home in an average of 7 years without making more money or spending a dime less, simply by changing how your mortgage is structured? Sounds impossible? Let me show you how it works. I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, helping families across the U.S. save thousands in interest and own their home years sooner. Don't believe me? Give me a call at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com to learn more. NMLS number 332941.
Bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury. These are just some of the curveballs life can throw at you. Fortunately, East Tennessee has someone to help you work through these problems and recover. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. If you're in need of legal advice, call today to set up a free, no-obligation consultation. 865-801-9250. As always, the phone call is free, the advice is free, so what do you have to lose? Call 865-801-9250 or go online to jrglawtn.com. That's jrglawtn.com. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. Legal expertise you can rely on.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
There was a break-in at the home of Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders during Sunday's game against the Ravens. I just hate to see this happen. It seems like it is happening a lot lately during games, athletes having their houses robbed. Sanders made his NFL debut in the second half after Dylan Gabriel was placed in concussion protocol. Game was played at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland. According to multiple reports, it wasn't clear whether anything was stolen from his residence. No suspects have been identified. Past year or so, burglaries have taken place in the homes of multiple high-profile athletes, including Luka Doncic, Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, the FBI put together like an investigation of this, see if it was all linked.
Yeah, did you see there was a story in The Athletic about Seattle, and there were multiple athletes across multiple sports, the Mariners and the Seahawks most notably, who had break-ins like while their families were at home, like very dangerous stuff, like people held at gunpoint and stuff.
Those are terrifying.
Horrible.
Yeah, and that one, like the Seattle ones were connected and they were able to bust up the ring, but
I mean, the Sean Taylor, that's how that, whole tragedy was. They were just coming to rob him.
You've got a lot of things happening overseas. In soccer, it seems like there's a lot of these stories in England. So it's just, regardless of how you feel about Shedeur Sanders and his dad, the terrifying situation right there. What's I did not watch any of that game. How did he look? I know the Shedeur discourse is reaching ridiculous levels.
Not good. Not good.
He went like 4 for 16 with a really bad-looking interception. Not great, but
Cam Newton's taking up for him. Did you see that?
No.
Well, the thing I'd heard, that was his first, like he hasn't had any first-team reps even in practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but somebody came out and pointed out that neither did Justin Herbert. If you're the backup in the NFL, you don't get first-team reps. He had no first-team reps in practice when they were doing that numbing procedure and collapsed his Tyrod's lung.
Yeah, Tyrod, yep.
Tyrod. Is it Tyrod?
It is.
I'd call him Tyrod in his whole career.
I think it's Tyrod.
I swear he said Tyrod. He came out and corrected us with Tyrod.
Well, we should probably spend a couple of minutes debating it here. But
yeah,
I think that Shedeur Sanders, it's probably not wise to close the book on him after just one appearance. Is that fair?
I think he's going to get the start this weekend. He got murdered about 3 times, too, and the Baltimore Ravens guys were standing up, and their sack dance was holding up their wrists like
doing his
Shedeur
celebration.
did. Yeah, like with his, he did that when he was in college.
Poor guy.
Then one of his old teammates from Colorado was playing, I guess, for the Ravens. And
who'd have thought that Deion Sanders' son would have ego issues?
I know.
Shocking.
Almost as shocking as not being as good an athlete as his old man.
Well, hopefully they find who broke into his place while he was gone. That is The Docket, brought to you by the law offices of Jerry R. Givens. If you find yourself in need of legal expertise, call my guy, JRG. He's online at jrglawtn.com. You can call him at 865-801-9250, the law offices of Jerry R. Givens. Legal expertise you can rely on. So somebody just brought this to my attention, alert listener on Twitter. Apparently, Lane Kiffin tweeted out this morning a Bible verse, or I don't know, not a Bible,
like an inspiration.
Yeah, like a devotional, like a book he's reading or something, and it's just a short page. And the whole thing is about dealing with big decisions when life comes to a crossroad.
He is such a clown.
You love him.
I'd take him back in a heartbeat if we needed a coach, yeah. Your team will be watched. It will be exciting. It may not end well, but you'll have fun covering him. These guys wanted you. That's the whole sole reason you wanted Mike Leach, you and Davey Hudson, because you guys said he would be, and I quote, fun to cover.
That was a different time.
I think
the facts have changed since then. Like that's all we wanted at the time because we were irrelevant.
I think also Leach. I wanted him too. I just really worry about. I don't think he would have ever fit in the culture of like Knoxville.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't.
How so?
I think of all these old donors and everything else, it'd be like, who is this guy talking about Halloween candy? And
yeah, but the common fan would have eaten him.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree with that. I'm just saying the ones, though, that help.
He would have
fund
had
the
to have
football
some
program.
sort of liaison to deal with the Haslams and Pratts of the world, where the old money types who who don't go for the weirdness.
Yeah. But I was down with it. I was so bummed when he didn't get the job.
What's wild better than Skull Can, that's for sure.
Cornbread. If he had started with him instead of Schiano, he probably would have ended up being our coach.
I think it would have been a weird fit. Like we would have gotten tired of it eventually, and we get tired of everything. Heupel's won 30 games in 3 years, and half the fan base is tired of him.
in Florida.
It's just it's hard to win and stay fresh.
Modern day college
in
sports.
this league, in this sport, yeah. But all the orange and white pirate themed gear and everything that first year would have been fun.
We'd have bought. Everybody would have got. I mean, we're suckers for stuff like that.
Having
Remember
a
all the
quarterback
Butch
throw it
Clee
50
shirts?
times in a game.
Press conferences would have at least been interesting every day. Even if we were tired of it, it wouldn't be like.
I'll tell you this.
Don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, that's a good point, Walker. It would have been like Heupel, who has press conferences. Like, I just don't even.
No.
There's no point.
Not on my radar. Yeah.
No.
But I guarantee you the Pirate would have gotten a lot out of JG that we didn't get to see.
Yeah, we would have, as it turns out, even if he had been successful, we would have been on our coaching search, right?
True.
Yeah, we did talk about that when he passed. Like, if he had gotten that job, we would have been ground zero for us.
We might have Jeff Lebby as our coach.
Whoa.
He's a good coach so far. I like what he's doing.
Jeff Lebby?
Mississippi State. He's doing a
good job. What's his overall record since he's been there, new guy? And how many SEC games has he won?
Bear.
Almost beat us.
Almost beat us.
Almost beat Texas.
Yeah. Almost doesn't count.
A lot with a little.
I think they're 5-5 now.
It'd be hysterical if they won the Egg Bowl. Just hysterical.
5-5, but they did start out 4-0. So.
They did.
Where is the Egg Bowl this year?
Oh, I don't know.
It's in Starkville, I believe. Pretty sure I heard.
What
that
about
this
because I wasn't around how did everybody feel about Doran when his name came up?
But we fired him before they hired him.
Yeah.
Dave Doran.
He would have been better than Pruitt.
We were just every day.
Would he have been? At least Pruitt was entertaining, unintentionally entertaining. Boren Doran would have just been boring.
Yeah. And at that time, we had gone from Lane Kiffin to Derek Dooley, whose press conferences were something, and then Butch. I mean, we all know about the list and absolutely ridiculous. This when Seth Stokes asked him if he'd punched a player.
Egg Bowl is in Mississippi State in Starkville this year. Are they playing that on Friday?
Should be Thursday night.
It's no.
Yeah, it's a Friday.
It's a Friday now. It used to be Thursday
Yeah,
night.
Yeah.
But
It should be Thanksgiving night.
Do we have any college football on Thursday?
I doubt it. The NFL is taking over that holiday.
Didn't Texas and Texas A&M play on Thursday or Friday at once?
Yeah, and then Nebraska, Oklahoma used to always be on Friday.
LSU played Arkansas on
Yeah.
that Friday
That
for
was always
a
a good
couple of
game.
years. And was Missouri and Arkansas play maybe on?
I kind of remember that.
I went to a Missouri-Arkansas game on a Friday after Thanksgiving.
How the hell did you end up at that?
Family wedding. I was it was in
Mizzou?
No, Bentonville, Arkansas.
You got Arkansas family, Bob?
Yeah. Distant.
Oh, okay.
What, on the Crooked Branch in there somewhere?
No. One of my nephews married a girl from college who's from Arkansas. So,
where's the weirdest place you have family, Bear?
Planets are okay.
No, not different planets. Probably Israel, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, distant. Russia, Ukraine,
The
Romania.
Ukraine is weak.
Ukraine is strong.
All my people are from down here,
Bunch of
southeast,
hillbillies, low country. Yeah, where you?
The Smith don't venture very far.
Is the Smiths from the Low Country or upstate?
The Smith people are from upstate South Carolina.
Listen to this though. The Friday after Thanksgiving. This is a hell of a. Got the Egg Bowl at noon. Georgia at Georgia
noon?
Tech 3:30, and then Texas A&M at Texas at 7:30. That's a good day of football.
I don't know why. I mean, can the NFL, because that late the night Thanksgiving NFL game usually kind of stinks. I mean, is nothing sacred?
Tell you what, we'll be out at the Casual Pint North Shore for the special Black Friday edition of the show, and that'll be a fun day, man. We'll just sit around, drink beer, watch football, do a little radio.
There is one game on Thanksgiving night. Navy at Memphis.
Ugh.
That broke out in my backyard. I got to close the curtains.
What the college games just don't want to compete with the NFL? I mean,
No.
they flat taken over.
Yeah, they take all the back end of the year holidays. They have games on
The year
Christmas
that
now.
kid pretended like he was peeing at Mississippi State. I guess that was 2 years ago.
That was one of the
That was like a really
funniest
cold Thanksgiving. I remember just being all bundled up and cozy watching that game. It was such a turkey
Fun.
sandwiches. Oh, it was wonderful.
Yeah, Thanksgiving football is
It's
really
the best.
Good. It's the best.
But I really liked having that Egg Bowl on Thanksgiving night.
That was great.
It's tradition.
Yeah. Game shouldn't kick off at noon.
No.
In other news, have you seen Bernie Kosar?
He's in
I
bad
saw a
shape.
story about him getting a liver transplant.
Got it.
Did he finally get it?
He got it.
Good.
But he is hardly recognizable to me, man. It's like.
Do you have a drinking problem?
Yes.
Well, you know what? We don't have much time here, but this is something I don't know if you guys want to talk about. Kenny Easley, his death was due to kidney failure, I believe, was one of
Who
the.
was Kenny Easley?
Hall of Fame safety from the Seahawks in the 80s, played at UCLA. He was like a counterpart of Ronnie Lotz. He was one of the fiercest dudes that ever played the game back there. But apparently they could directly link it was right when Advil came out, and they had him taking like 40 Advil a day.
What?
And it killed his kidneys.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But NFL don't want to talk about that.
No.
They didn't realize the long-term effects of that stuff.
And I'm surprised it hadn't come up. I kept forgetting it, the Tony Dorsett deal on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. They
didn't do a very good job of protecting him.
No, he's a little foggy.
I didn't see him. He's looking rough.
He looks fantastic, but he's just
he's
CTE.
Yep.
Like his conversation was not great. Fortunately, Jerome Bettis was there. He kind of bailed him out.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Walker. Thank you, Bear. Tomorrow, live in Maryville, Matlock Tire and Auto Service. Come on out and see us, Blount County. We'll talk to you then.